Naturewood Home Furnishings Holiday Home Sale going on right now. The memories you make with your family will be with you forever. Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
The mildest summer in 30 years has left AC makers with overstock and far below their sales targets. Your chance for huge savings. Sierra Pacific's partnership with top manufacturers mean exclusive discounts to clear inventory fast. Get premium systems installed flawlessly by friendly pros with ironclad warranties and great discounts with SMUD rebates. Plus, HVAC's tax credits expire December 31st. Call for your complimentary proposal. Visit SierraPacificHome.com.
Sierra Pacific Solar Heating and Air. The guys in the big red trucks.
The clock is ticking. This holiday season, give the gift they'll really love. A new Honda from Northern California's best Honda dealer, Stockton Honda. Happy Honda Days are happening right now. Score big with low payments, top trade-in value, and a huge selection of new Hondas, all at Stockton Honda.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Based on the results of the study recognized on June 18, 2025, USA Today's list of California's top car dealers 2025.
KHTK HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
Hammer time thrown down by the league.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sactown Sports, 1140. Your home for Kings talk and so much more.
Live and local.
Allen Stiles on Sactown Sports.
Yes. On a Thursday, Friday Eve, Allen Stiles, Sactown Sports, taking you up to 2 p.m. Kyle Ledbetter behind the glass, as always. And what do you know? Make it 4, not 1, not 2, not 3. Make it 4 losses in a row for the Sacramento Kings. They are 5-17. And I'm going to be honest with y'all. I was out last night. I won't say the name because no free promotion, but one of the most highly touted restaurants in Sacramento. It's a Japanese spot. My wife locked it down for us, and we got to go yesterday. We did an early dinner, so it was around 5 o'clock. So I got caught up on the game later. That's why I wasn't tweeting as much during the game, because we were eating at the Japanese spot. I don't know, man. Look, I know I tell y'all that I like food, and I'm kind of a foodie, but this spot was right on the fringe of too hoity-toity for me. You know what I mean? The server, extremely nice guy. And they're saying, hey, we're going to kind of help you through this experience, and you should eat the food in this order. And I enjoyed it, but it was almost too much for me. So I won't say the name, but I'm sure some of you have been there before. It is one of the most impressive, and there's been a bunch of awards for this spot in Sacramento. It's a Japanese spot. So we were there, and it's crazy when you watch a game on your phone, because I told her, hey, I'm not going to have the game on. Kyle's giving me rolling my eyes. The game wasn't on, Kyle. I was just checking the score ever so often.
Come on, you're at this hoity-toity restaurant. You can't help yourself.
Okay, but there was also kids. There was like 2 kids there, which was a conversation for a different day. But there were 2 kids
your
there.
2 kids?
Not mine.
I was like, okay.
No, not my 2 kids. Somebody else's kids. So that's a conversation for a different day. But I'm just, hey, babe, every so often I got to check the score. And it's crazy to watch a Kings game just from the score. Because at halftime, they were up by 1. So I'm watching and I'm seeing Keegan is at 2 points for, I think, all of the first half, but the Kings are winning. So I'm thinking, I'm reading it. I see Maxime Raynaud balling out. I think he had 12 at half. Whoa. Okay, what's going on here? Then as the night progresses, we went to get some beverages after dinner was over, and you get to the first spot for beverages. And by the time our actual dinner came, appetizers, the Kings were winning. By the time dinner came and we had our second round of beverages, the Kings were down 10. By the time we left, gave a check and a nice tip to the really nice server. We go to the next spot, the Kings are down 15. By the time we get to the next spot, the Kings are down 20, and the game was over.
That's what a 30-8 run looks like.
And the crazy part is we were only out, the nanny stayed, we were only out the babysitter from 5 to 7:30. And in that span from 5:45 to 6:30, if you will, the whole game seemed to flip. I went home, watched the highlights, and of course, Maxime is doing his thing, and that was beautiful to see. And once again, my first thought was, and it's crazy that I am now the Devin Carter guy, but Devin Carter just not getting on the floor. And by the time we got to that last spot of the evening, I'm looking, and KD, he's one of these guys that wants to be a mentor, and he's a possible father now, but wants to be a mentor to these young guys, and he's having a laugh with Maxime Raynaud. And I'm thinking, this is such a joke, man. This is such a literal joke, right? The Rockets just laughing. We got the Kings tonight, right? What is there to worry about? We have the Kings. We're down at halftime. We have the Kings tonight. Hey, good job, young buck, right? Which is all fine and good. I'm sure it happens with the Nets. I'm sure it happens with the Wizards. The problem is they're starting actual NBA players, vets in this league for over a decade. That's the problem. So I'm thinking, this is so crazy to me. KD's just laughing, he, ha, ha, and we got the Kings, man. And Devin Carter's just glued to the bench, and people want to hop in my mentions. I said, look, man, I don't care if you think Devin Carter has it or not. Not playing this dude, as this team is 5-17, and we're going to hear from Doug because he's going to start playing the young guys more, but I guess they have to be young guys that Scott Perry drafted or Scott Perry approved, because that's what it seems like. I'm going to be honest with you. That's what it seems like, because Keon can't get on the floor. Yeah, we're going to play young guys, and we want to play defense, but Keon and Devin, they don't count. That's how it feels. I'm going to just be completely transparent and honest. It feels like they said, do not play the guys that the vest drafted. The guys that the vest man drafted, do not play. The guys that the vest man signed, do not play them. Unless it's Keegan Murray, who we just gave a lot of money to. That's what it seems like. I could be way off, okay? So that's what it seems like when it comes to the quote-unquote young guys. It's not all the young guys. It's the young guys that the vest man did not draft, okay? If the vest man drafted them, we can't play them. So the Kings lose, and it's 121-95. Like I said, throughout the course of my evening, as it became more and more entertaining, the Kings, they drifted further and further from actually competing in the ball game. And that's just what it is right now, okay? That's just who they are. And like I said, we're going to hear from Doug. Are they going to start playing the young guys more? And I tell y'all straight up, we got baby number 2. She's already almost 3 months, so I haven't been going to the games as much. But I will put this on everything. If I were there and the next time I would get a chance to ask a question, that would be my question. What is Devin Carter doing at practice? Like, how bad is it? How bad is it that he just can't get on the floor? And again, it's principle. I don't know if Devin Carter's good, but it's the principle. So let's see. They get home. I'm doing this on the air. Who cares? They get home December 11th. I'm going to put in a bid to my wife now and say, hey, I'm trying to go to this game when they come back from this road trip. December 11th, Nuggets Kings. I'm going to get in there, and if nobody has, because by the way, somebody may ask Doug or Scott Perry or somebody about Devin Carter prior to December 11th. But I'm telling y'all on air right now, if I get the green light from my wife and I'm at that game and we haven't heard anything about Devin Carter, I will ask her. Kyle, keep me honest on this one. I will ask him, I will ask Doug Christie, what is going on there?
So it's December 11th?
December 11th. I'm putting in the bid now. I'm going to talk to her tonight. Say, hey, this is when they get back from this road trip. I want to make sure I get in there because I got to ask this question. And if nobody has asked Doug about it before then.
And you specifically want to be the one to ask it. You don't want to just give it to Brennan and say, Brennan, can you please ask about Devin Carter?
Brennan can ask it, but nobody's asked it yet, right? Maybe Brennan should ask it because Brennan's in there more. Right, more of a rapport.
Instead of you come blazing in,
right? I'm
sitting
there,
in Doug's old chair.
Yeah, I'm there, and Doug knows because by that time, he would know. Allen is here to ask that question, so maybe you're right, Kyle.
You're saying that he would be tipped off.
Yes,
that's why you're coming in.
No, seriously. In the pregame, in some of, and you can hear it. This is all they post it in some of the pregame pressers. He'll say, man, why are you trying to get me in trouble? Or he'll say stuff like that when certain media members ask him certain questions, right? So by that time, me saying this on the air right now is not helping. I should have went stealth in there, but now that it's out there, you're right, Kyle. I will be there, but I think I'll say, hey, Brendan, why don't you ask the question? Because Doug won't see it coming. If I ask for a mic, since I'm not in there as often, Doug is going to know what is my little homie about to ask. You know what I mean?
Is that what he calls you?
In his mind. In his mind. That's what would happen. So I think we got to run the option route, Kyle. You're right. So Brendan, he doesn't know it yet. He's going to be here for roundtable. We got to tell Brendan, okay?
Super stealth move. We say we're going to tell Brennan, since we've already said it on the air now. We say we're going to tell Brennan, and then we feed it to Frankie.
Yeah. Frankie doesn't ask a lot of questions.
But we got to stealth it in there. You know, when Frankie gets the mic, people are going to be like, oh, what is this guy going to ask?
No, they're going to say it was Stiles. Stiles put him up to it. That's what's going to happen. So Devin Carter can't get on the court, all right? And the Kings can't get a win. But we are seeing a shift. To be fair, we are seeing a shift with some of the numbers and how they're being distributed. Zach LaVine didn't play in the final 18 minutes. That thing, I feel like we've talked about Zach LaVine a lot. It still feels like we need to talk about it more because I don't know what's happening there. DeMar DeRozan doesn't play in the final 14:55. That's less of a story to me. But the Zach LaVine thing, I don't know, man. This is probably it is a bigger story than Devin Carter, but something's off.
Remember,
something is off, Kyle.
We said going into the season, like, the goal of this roster should look like, hey, our best chance to compete is creating a role for the guy making $48 million, who last year in Chicago kind of looked like an all-star.
Yeah.
And now Zach LaVine is just completely out.
Just a dude.
Yeah, but it's not even just a dude anymore. It's they're actively putting him on the bench. And I get at the end of the game, maybe they would have put him in if it was close. They really just ran the Monk, Keon, Keegan, Maxime, and Precious lineup. I think that is the right combo of people. Oh, no, sorry, Keon. I said Keon.
Yeah,
they kind of just ran that rotation the whole way. I don't think Russ played very much down the stretch either. So once they got down 20, they kind of said, hey, it's the young guys or it's nobody. But I still feel like that's basically the entire second half that they just didn't play him.
It's just so funny, though, the idea of you letting you're not going to change, and we'll hear from Doug, they might swap out Drew Eubanks for Maxime Raynaud, which doesn't really count, right?
They kind of already did that.
Yeah, it doesn't really count. But it's kind of funny to me. All right, old dudes, get out there. Let's see what you got today. All right, you're getting beat down again. Okay, right? Do you got it tonight, or can you keep it close or not? It's just a crazy system. It's a crazy system. And I'm not saying it's wrong, but it's a crazy system to me where it almost, we were talking with Michael Scotto about what looks good, what looks bad. I don't know. I feel like the idea of playing guys less, obviously, you want to make sure that the young guys are getting burned. But on the other side, so Doug is just running out the old guys, the vets, and then once they get beat down about around halftime, they swap it out. But it's just weird.
But here's the crazy thing about yesterday, Alan. We have the note, Zach didn't go back in after, I think, what was it, the final 18... Yeah, the final 18:47. When Zach checked out of the game, do you want to guess what the score was at that point? It was 63-63. Like, the vets weren't getting run out the building. They just put Zach on the bench. The Rockets went on their 30-8 run, and they never put Zach back in the game.
So, is Zach helping or hurting? Then on that side of things, you take out Zach and they go on a run. Honestly, man,
it's so weird.
Again, it just feels like musical chairs, right? When is the song going to end? When do are you peeking over? You just don't know what's going to happen. And I don't know if anybody knows in that building from game to game. And that's not to say it disrespectfully, but they go to Miami. We're going to start the guys every game. And I still feel this way. Every game I am refreshing my phone, looking to see, is this the day that there will be some type of shakeup, right? Every day I do it, and you damn near might as well just start somebody else instead of Zach. You might as well just do it. It's an optics thing because he is not getting starter treatment right now, is what I would say. He's not getting starter treatment. He played 18 minutes.
He sat the last 4 games down the stretch.
Brother, where art thou? Zach LaVine played the same amount of minutes as Precious Achiuwa. Precious Achiuwa.
Who makes 24 times less than him?
That's what we're doing. Keon played more than him. It was because it ended up being a blowout. But Keon played more than him.
Yeah, no, Doug, credit or not credit, at the end of the game, he basically said, we're going Monk, Keon, Neek, Keegan, and Maxime.
But hold on now. Hold on. Let's not forget. Who traded for Zach LaVine? Vestman. It was not Scott Perry.
Allegedly.
Well, it wasn't Scott Perry. Okay, whether it was Vestman or whether it was Vestman's boss, Scott Perry did not trade for him. So what did I say earlier this week? I said, when it comes to trades, right? Kyle and his cookie trail of, well, technically, if you trade somebody else for Zach LaVine, and let's say you got, we were talking about the Bucks, Kyle Kuzma, the Kings would get roasted because people would say you got Bobby Portis and Kyle Kuzma for De'Aaron Fox. But I do not believe Scott Perry feels like that, because Scott Perry is saying, I didn't trade De'Aaron Fox, so I don't give a bleep what we move off of Zach LaVine for. That's not on me.
As long as you don't have to attach stuff to move on from Zach LaVine.
That's not on me. So Precious Achiuwa, Zach LaVine getting the same amount of minutes, and Zach LaVine already told Chris Biederman that he did not like it. So again, I guess that's Doug showing us that he does have that autonomy, but that autonomy is still within guys that Vestman drafted or Vestman brought in, or Vestman's boss.
It's still the interim beam team. Even though it looks a little different around the edges, it's still the interim beam team. You have the same core 6 players that you had after the Fox trade last year. It's still LaVine, DeRozan, Monk, Keon, Keegan, and Sabonis. It's still that same core of 6 guys from after the Fox trade. They've tinkered around the edges, but they haven't changed anything about the core.
So plenty to, I guess, dig into over the next 4 hours. But you know what? Let's take, and I'm not saying bets as in a real wager or anything, but let's take bets right now, Kyle. We don't know if, I haven't seen anything on Amon-Ra St. Brown, but Lions Cowboys tonight. I'm not getting duped again, Kyle, into this, it's going to be 2 high-flying offenses. The Lions, they do not high-fly in primetime games. Now, at least they're not going to be in the frigid cold with the Eagles. But if you were to bet, Kyle, do you think this will be a high-flying, 2 crazy offenses, or will we be let down?
I'm not saying we're going to be let down, but I think it's going to be more high-flying only because I've seen pretty bad offenses this year just light up the Cowboys defense.
They're moving different these days, though.
Yeah, Quinnen Williams is definitely going to stop them throwing over the top on the Cowboys defense like every team has done. Mahomes threw for, I know they lost, but Mahomes threw for 350 yards and 4 touchdowns against this defense. Like the Cowboys, it's less about the Lions offense letting you down and more so like, I've seen Bryce Young throw for 350 against this team. I've seen Caleb Williams throw for 4 touchdowns against this team this year. I've seen Bo Nix throw 4 touchdowns against this Cowboys team.
I mean, I think it comes down to, it's very simple. It comes down to Amon-Ra St. Brown. If Amon-Ra St. Brown doesn't play, and right now I'm looking here, Kyle, and as of 5 hours ago, he is a game-time decision. If he does not play, I'm telling you, man, there's the Tesla rookie. There's Caliph Raymond. And
your boy, Allen, Jameson Williams, just over the top.
No. Honestly, he's talking about moving different. He can actually do more. He is better than Xavier Worthy. I just wanted to say that.
Okay.
He is not fully out of the go route realm, but he can at least run a slant. I don't even see Xavier Worthy run a slant. It's just one. And now your Thornton guy, he kind of took Xavier Worthy's job.
You know, it's funny. They won't let Worthy do that because remember, to start the season, they tried to run him in the slot and Kelsey leveled his ass.
Yeah. So I'm looking here.
Kelsey dislocated his shoulder.
This is a nightmare. And I'm going to tell you what, I'm never normally an unders guy, but Jamison Williams is set at 83.5 yards. Yeah. There's no way.
Alan, the Cowboys have no safeties.
Kyle, I'm telling you, there's no way.
Now, the other problem is Jared Goff can't do it.
They got a man named Tom Kennedy. A man named Tom Kennedy set at 30 yards. This game is going to be a nightmare. I think the Cowboys are going to run away with it.
Tom Kennedy, United States Senator or wide receiver for the Lions.
Your taxes are due soon, and Tom Kennedy is out here messing around trying to get 30 yards on Prop Talk. And Tesla is at 37.5. It's a nightmare.
And it's what, Brock Wright probably is at 40-something?
I think he might be hurt too.
Oh, so they don't even have the backup?
All they have is Ross Dwelly. Remember him?
What?
Ross Dwelly.
That's their starting tight end?
I think that's what's left.
And they've already taken play calling away from the offensive coordinator.
So I don't know.
I'm telling you, this Cowboys defense, though.
I'm telling y'all, it's an unders day. I don't know who, but I number one, we got to look at the total, right? The actual score total. I'm under, man. I just don't see Jared Goff in these situations, and he doesn't even have any security blanket. He doesn't have Amon-Ra. He doesn't have Laporta. I think it's going to be a Cowboys extravaganza.
Or just Jahmyr Gibbs.
8,000 yards.
Spam Jahmyr Gibbs. Jahmyr Gibbs, 13 catches.
Yeah. Yes. Jahmyr Gibbs receptions, that's probably a go-to.
Look, I know Jamison Williams is pretty high, but they got it. They just bleep it. He down there. So just throw it. The Cowboys can't cover.
Yeah.
Just throw it.
I'm telling you, Kyle.
Come on, Goff.
Yeah, come on, do it. Just keep that glove off.
Even though they lost a playoff game last year because Goff tried to throw it down the field. Just
keep that glove off. All right? That's all. I hate when the quarterback wears a glove. Can't do it. Don't get me started on it. All right, as we continue on, Giannis, this is not how he drew it up, or is it? Hours after Shams comes out with the report that Giannis is going to start these conversations with the Bucks, he goes out there, plays, and it's a calf strain. And the thing with Giannis, I actually saw a breakdown. It was pretty fascinating. There was a breakdown between, this is from Bobby Marks. There are 15 players out with strained calf injuries. 12 are right strained. 3 are left strained. So we're trying to figure out, does this have to do with being left-handed or right-handed, what you lift off of? It's pretty fascinating. And Giannis has been out with calf strains before. Guys like Giannis and Anthony Davis, it feels like they flirted with true danger with these calf strains, but they found a way to mitigate it, and they found a way to stay away from the ultimate destruction that comes with a true Achilles injury. But this has happened before with Giannis, and it's pretty sketchy, Kyle. It's not going to turn anybody off from these conversations, as Shams is saying that this is going to go beyond the New York Knicks, even though Giannis does have a lot of interest in going to New York. But yeah, this is probably the worst injury for somebody like Giannis, and at the worst time. The only thing I'll say is at least you put him on ice for these conversations, because I just don't think any team is going to back off. I don't think any team woke up this morning saying, that's another calf injury for Giannis, because he's always stayed away from true disaster.
And by the way, even if there is a medical issue going on, you still trade for Giannis.
You do.
Like, you could tear his Achilles. Remember, Kevin Durant tore his Achilles, and Brooklyn was like, max contract.
Yeah, that's true. Different players, different styles, but that's true.
But it's because it's Giannis, it's not going to scare teams away.
Yeah.
And honestly, just the fact that he's not going to play again, it's just reported 2 to 4 weeks. He's going to be reevaluated. So that puts it after the December 15th window. Now, I assume if the Bucks are playing this right, they're going to drag this to February 5th if indeed Giannis does ask out or they're trying to do a trade. But at the very least, it gives you a negotiating window in which, A, Giannis isn't going to play, and B, Giannis doesn't have to talk to the media.
Yeah, I think that's a smart way to go about it. We also have the roundtable at 12 o'clock, so trust me, you really don't want to miss that. And at 11 o'clock, look, man, y'all know that new trend. It's not that new anymore, but the hear me out trend. I have come to a decision that we might have to hear me out on Zion if the price tag is as low as Brett Siegel is saying it is. That's coming up at 11. It's a hear me out for some Beam talk. Don't cut me off yet. Let me spread my wings the same way they won't let Devin Carter spread his. On the other side, let's go box score watching as the Kings, they fly to 4 straight losses. Allen Stiles, Sactown Sports.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Elk Grove Honda.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA3 Weather Center. It is Thursday, the 4th day of December is here. We'll start the morning out with some patchy areas of fog, lighter wind conditions, and a cool start out there. We get into the afternoon under partly to mostly sunny skies. Temperatures warm into the mid-50s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA3 News and the KCRA3 app.
At Elk Grove Honda, our recipe for happy holidays is to think Happy Honda Days. There's no better time to visit Elk Grove Honda than our 2025 Accord, Pilot, and Ridgeline clearance sale in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 at Elk Grove Boulevard, or elkgrovehonda.com.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
Get auto care that values your time at OK Tire and Automotive Tire Pros, Sacramento's family-owned shop since 1965. Need new tires? Enjoy free vehicle pickup, delivery, and a courtesy shuttle. Every 5th oil change is free. From star smog checks to key fobs, our ASE certified team handles it all. With over 870 5-star reviews, you're in good hands. Call today. Our advisors are here Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Call Maverick Electrical to claim your free furnace tune-up or electrical safety check with a donation. This month, donate 5 canned foods to Maverick Electric's Holiday Food Drive and get a free furnace tune-up or electrical safety check. They'll collect your cans at the appointment and make sure your heat stays comfy and your lights stay steady, so the only thing whistling is the kettle, not your ductwork. Visit callamaverick.com to schedule your free tune-up today. What would a Maverick do? Because you're a Maverick too. Limited appointments. Some restrictions apply. Give to get with no gimmicks.
Welcome to Cricket Wireless. Santa?
I've got to get Mrs. Claus a gift or I'm in a whole lot of trouble.
How about a single unlimited line? Only $35, plus a free Moto G 5G.
Dude, you're a lifesaver. Here, take a present.
Says it's for Timmy in Des Moines.
Never heard of him.
Join Cricket Nation and get a single line for $35 per month, plus a free Moto G 5G. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Cricket may temporarily slow data speeds if the network is busy. Requires activation of new line on select unlimited plan or higher. Pay $40 first month. New lines only. First month service charge and tax with sale fees. Terms and restrictions apply. Cricket 5G is not available everywhere. See cricketwireless.com for details.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Now is the time before winter is full on in your kitchen to make sure your heat or your furnace is ready. How do you do that? Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating will get the job done for you like they did for me last winter when our system crashed and burned in the dead of winter. Check them out, leesair.com. Right now, get $100 off any AC heating or plumbing repair. Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating does it all, and they've been doing it at a high level for 40 years. See how they can help you stay warm and cozy all winter at leesair.com. That's Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating, license number 635355.
Guys, your testosterone level impacts your energy, drive, weight, hair loss, and even ED. Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your T level for free. For your free T level check, exam, and consultation, call 916-277-8599 or visit revivemenshealth.com.
Who has the largest selection of golf merchandise in Northern California? The Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. It's the go-to store for golf bags, apparel, equipment, lessons, club fittings, novelty items, and more. With their low price guarantee, complimentary gift boxes, and gift cards for your golfer, it's the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Add convenient online shopping and effortless after-Christmas return policy, and you'll see why the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop is the #1 choice for golfers everywhere. Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway or online at hagenoaks.com.
When a person is seriously injured, there's no substitute for the personal legal relationship offered by the local NorCal firm of Ashton & Price. From the first attorney meeting, every important decision is made with a direct consultation with, and I can't believe I have to say this, a real, live, experienced, flesh and blood local attorney. It's called Home Court Advantage for a reason. Ashton & Price, serious local attorneys for serious people with serious injuries with no fee until we win. For the best local advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Right now at Maida Subaru, get 2 season passes to Sierra at Tahoe with purchase or lease of any new Maida Subaru. Plus great Maida Subaru savings on every new Subaru. Learn more at maidasubaru.com.
And 1226.
Hello, Sacramento. I'm Emran Pilati, owner of True Sports Cards and Collectible Store here in Rockland, California, and the host of the True Sports Cards Show that airs right here on Sactown Sports 1140 every Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m., where we discuss the latest trends, hottest products, and deliver exclusive interviews with other industry leaders. And don't forget to visit our shop, True Sports Cards, at 6661 Stanford Ranch Road in Rockland and see what we have for all your sports card and memorabilia needs.
This one is officially over. And after the Kings had opened up that 6-point lead at 61-55, Rockets came back to tie it on a 6-0 run at 63, and then they decided it was time to take care of business.
Allen Stiles
You can join the show by texting 916-339-1140
on Sactown Sports.
By the way, just real quick, I know everything came out. YouTube is doing a Wrapped now. As far as I know, Spotify started the whole Wrapped, right? Your year in music. That's as far as I know. If some other platform started it, then feel free to correct me. But Spotify started it. Now YouTube is doing it, and I see some people in the YouTube saying that they were part of the 0.00001% as far as Sactown Sports listeners. So I really want to just thank you, and we really appreciate it, whether that's via our live stream or that is through the clips that we put out. And shout out to our digital team, Chris Watkins, Frankie Cardicelli, Brandon Nunez, and our guy Anthony for getting those clips out to you. We really appreciate that. And yeah, this landscape is changing. We're all well aware. And whether you listen on our app, which is refreshed and renewed, and you can see video on there as well, whether you are on YouTube, whether you are on the AM, we really appreciate it because this is a new world. And we're kind of all getting into it together. And we have a lot of great stuff planned for 2026. And we are really grateful. And I'm really grateful myself to be a part of it and to have people like you that listen and watch every day. With that being said, Spotify is tripping, bro. Spotify is tripping. We're about to hear from Doug Christie. But I got to say this, Kyle. So Wrapped came out. And I've always thought that the Spotify Wrapped thing is kind of squirrely, right? Now this season they put this year they have all these bells and whistles, and they try to show you this is how many times you played each song on your top list. No, they're tripping. They're tripping. And I don't know if you saw this, Kyle, but they're also doing your age.
Yep. I did see that.
Did you see what I got?
I haven't seen what you got. I haven't been on Instagram.
Kyle.
So you
want to take a guess?
Let's see. If you're in your mid-30s, then your listening age maybe, I don't know, I'd go 40, something like that.
Kyle. I put it on my Instagram. I just posted it on Twitter. I'm suing Spotify.
All right, let me pull this up and see.
My listening age, drum roll, Kyle, if you got it. It's so embarrassing.
Like 40, right?
Kyle? My listening age was 17.
17?
I don't know how.
Oh, well, no, I think I know.
I don't know. Is it Bieber? Bieber
No.
and Drake? I don't know.
Are you listening to songs for your child?
No, because my wife does that more, and it's not that, man. It has a write-up. Okay, and the very small write-up says, since you listen to mostly new music, your taste is trending. Your listening age is 17.
Okay, so you're just listening to New Music Friday all the time.
That's still crazy. That is embarrassing. I'm 35.
Makes you feel better. Mine was 21.
No, it doesn't.
Because that's at least close to my age.
Yeah, that's comparable to your age. 17. So I'm done with Spotify. I got to go to Apple Music. I have to. YouTube Music, I have to switch now.
I did see a funny joke where there was someone in their like late 20s who got 83, and they were like, how is that possible? And they were like...
a lot of people get that, right? And I listen to Sam Cooke. I listen to old music. How in the bleep did I get 17?
Because you're just listening to Bieber album over and over again. And Shabuzi.
No. I'm not part of the Shabuzi. I'm not part of the Shabuzi crew.
You're just listening to new music over and over again.
Man, that was embarrassing.
17's low-key crazy.
It's insane. People are DMing me like this is the funniest thing I've seen all day.
No, I think it's a compliment to you.
I don't think so.
You're staying young through music.
No, the only thing I see is the meme. How do you do, young people? That's me. That's me, just trying to stay young, man.
You're trying to stay hip?
Man, embarrassing.
You're into the hippities?
Embarrassing. So that's it. I'm done with Spotify Wrapped. It's a wrap for me.
I also saw this year they're doing Apple Music Replay.
Is that their version of it?
I guess so.
Yeah, I mean, YouTube's doing it, so it was a great idea from Spotify, and they're doing a good job with it.
That Google
even though they're
video.
lying, even though they lied specifically on mine, I don't know what else. It's always been questionable, and now I'm done with it. All right.
Remember when YouTube used to do those year in review videos, and they were so cool, and they'd get like trendy people, and then it just became corporate and sad?
Yeah, and look, it's also sad when your listening age is 17. It's not even. I can't. I'm done. All right, Kyle. I was going to do the math. That's what, half my age? Not even.
Less than half.
Not even. That's insanity. All right. Speaking of age, it seems like Doug Christie is starting to play the younger guys right now.
Your segue strikes again.
That's a 4.5. That is strong.
Yeah.
And you know it.
Delivery could have given it better, but the delivery was a little forced, so I'll go 3.5.
Speaking of age, Doug Christie starting to play the younger guys more. Zach LaVine doesn't play in the final 18 minutes, 47 seconds of the game. DeMar DeRozan doesn't play in the final 14:55. And that's because I don't know if that's Doug Christie. See, the reason I'm kind of pushing back on this, Kyle, is because it's still happening once the game is pseudo. Oh, I know you said it's tough with Zach LaVine because it was a close game when he did sub out, but it is turning into once the game is more so out of hand, specifically with the DeMar DeRozan. So I don't know. I mean, obviously Maxime Raynaud is getting playing time because of no Domantas Sabonis. Would he be getting that time if Sabonis was playing? I don't know. So I'm not fully sold on the idea that Doug is starting the process quite yet.
I think yesterday is just a weird situation because LaVine checked out and it was tied. When DeRozan checked out 4 minutes later, they were down 11. Mm-hmm. And by the time the third quarter ended, they were down 16.
Yeah.
So it might have just been one of those where it's like, hey, we down 20, young guys, what are you going to do kind of situation.
And I would say this, and I've said this before as we were talking about the over-unders, and the 530 is saying, it's an unders day and I don't know how, I'm dying. Put your flag on someone. I will, 530. I got to look. I'm telling you, I don't see Jamison Williams getting 83 yards. I don't see it. So that's why we'll do it later. But I don't see it. With that being said, because people will DM me saying, Allen, what do you think of this ticket? And they'll say, Allen, how is this going? And I just forward it to Schmal and Miles, of course. But I would stay far, far away from the Kings, man. Besides Russell Westbrook. That's it. You don't know what the hell they're going to do.
Russell Westbrook and some Keegan Murray.
And Keegan cooked Schmallen last night.
Well, Allen, that was the easiest one ever, to know that Keegan wasn't going to hit the overs on the scoring.
No, Whitey came. Actually, this is Whitey's fault because Whitey said Jabari Smith versus Keegan Murray. Keegan's going to show him who's boss. So Schmallen said Whitey's got to be right. And then Keegan put up 5 points.
No, because this is the ultimate game of Keegan's not going to get any offense because he has to guard 3 dudes that are 6'10". They had him on Şengün at one point.
I mean, this is. And look, man. We keep trying to say they paid him maybe a little bit more than what the market said because they're asking him to do more. But I still don't think that is the right approach. He still needs help, and you have to get him help next season. He can't keep doing this. You can't keep – and Kyle, it's not just the minutes, right? Because DeMar DeRozan's minutes, not the same as Keegan Murray's minutes. You could play DeMar 35 minutes, but DeMar is there to get into his office, and that's pretty much it, right? Keegan Murray's 35 minutes or whatever amount of minutes, that's a hard-earned 35 minutes.
It was 37 and a half yesterday.
Honestly, as we go back to the John Collins thing and we meet our quota of talking about John Collins once per show and or Jonathan Kuminga, it's almost as if you should do that move because running Keegan into the ground for a season that's going nowhere fast, that doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Even Kyle, even after if they are able to blow it up, I still would say, okay, cool, the young guys are playing now. Keegan is going to get more time. You still don't need to play Keegan 40 minutes a night guarding 8,000 different people.
Would Sabonis coming back maybe make that easier?
Sure, but he can't stay on the floor this season.
Yeah, I'm just feeling like you can play Keegan and Precious and Sabonis, or you can play Keegan and Maxime and Sabonis. So maybe just the answer is if Sabonis comes back, it'll be easier. I think last night was just an anomaly because all those shots were coming up short, and that was an obvious he's working so hard on defense that he's just not able to get into his shot.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, my stocks, 2 blocks, 1 steal, hit the over. He should have took my prop talk.
Is that even on the apps?
Yeah, but it's usually got like the green or the red like devil thing.
Come on, Kyle. We're trying to make some real big cheese here.
You could have picked anyone, and you would have won.
Come
you
on,
could have picked
Kyle.
the green devil, the red devil. It would have hit because
we're trying to leave here with some big money.
No, look, Keegan had to work so hard on defense yesterday that of course his shot wasn't going to be.
I'm sitting there refreshing, and I'm like, is the Wi-Fi bad? How's Keegan still at 2 points? He played 17 minutes. He played the most points in whatever that span was. I'm like, is the Wi-Fi bad? What's going on here?
The Kings had 62 bench points, and the starters finished with 33.
They're banned. I told Schmallen that they were banned, but I'm sorry, talking to Whitey, and they got unbanned for last night and Russell Westbrook didn't hit either. I'm done. They're banned on the other side. Chrissy's Cuts makes a return because we want to hear what he has to say about the young guys playing. Allen Stiles, Sactown Sports.
Your night out deserves more than the ordinary. At Revival at the Sawyer, downtown Sacramento's rooftop oasis, you'll find signature beverages, chef-crafted bites, and a view that makes every moment shine. Kick off your evening in style or wrap it up with energy, because Revival isn't just a stop, it's the heartbeat of the night. Revival, the place to see and be seen. Settle into lush indoor-outdoor seating, take in the sounds of live DJs, and to let the city energy carry you into the night. Book your reservation at revivalsacramento.com.
Get more value for your money with the new owners at Elk Grove Chevrolet. Right now, supplier pricing is available to everyone, making it easier than ever to drive home in your dream car. Check out the amazing Black Friday specials online, like up to $11,000 off the 2025 Silverado 1500. Choose from a wide selection of new and used Chevrolets, plus flexible financing and expert maintenance. Visit them today and experience the difference. MyElkGroveChevrolet.com, where savings and service come standard.
Are you living with dry AMD? If so, you could be on the road to geographic atrophy, or GA, a condition that leads to retinal cell death and permanent vision loss. But with Izervay, you can
slow it down and get it going slower.
Izervay slows GA progression by targeting a key source of retinal cell death, which may help preserve your vision longer. Izervay, or Avastin Capted Pagel, is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
Progressive has great customer service, and it's easy to reach us because great and easy is the way to be. Like salads. Great for you, and so easy you can put any group of veggies in a bowl and it's a salad. A full carrot with a head of cabbage? Weird, but still a salad. 1 radish and a couple of green beans? Also a salad. 14 blueberries, half an onion, and a sunchoke? Odd, yes, but an odd salad. So contact Progressive's customer service by phone, app, or online. It's great and easy, just like salad. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-275-1728. That's 800-275-1728.
At Elk Grove Honda, our recipe for happy holidays is to think Happy Honda Days. Let's explain. Happy is the good thing. We all like happy. Happy stands for quality, reliability, comfort, design, peace of mind, value at resale, and a lot more important words. And days is how long you have to take advantage of Elk Grove Honda's 2025 Accord, Pilot, and Ridgeline year-end clearance underway right now. Elk Grove Honda is located in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 at Elk Grove Boulevard, or on the web at elkgrovehonda.com.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
Listen to the 49ers Red Zone Report daily, brought to you by Mountain Mike's Pizza, the official pizza of the 49ers. Mountain Mike's Pizza, pizza the way it ought to be.
Cameron, I just think we need to, see other people.
Are you trading me in?
No. A trade-in is what I'm getting from Kitchen Mart.
A trade-in?
Right now, Kitchen Mart's offering a $750 credit when you trade in your old kitchen countertops for something worth showing off, like granite, marble, or solid surface.
I'm not worth showing off?
Not like the stunning new quartz countertops Kitchen Mart just installed for Karen and Tom.
Huh.
Durable, easy cleanup, made their kitchen look brand new. And Kitchen Mart gave them a $750 trade-in credit to haul off their ugly old tile and grout countertop.
You're dumping me.
That's harsh. You want me to wait till I get the new countertops from Kitchen Mart?
At least hold off till Wednesday. I'm seeing Susan.
Susan!
Now's the perfect time to trade up to beautiful new quartz, granite, marble, or solid surface countertops. Because for a limited time, Kitchen Mart's offering a $750 trade-in credit for your old countertops. Go to kitchenmart.com today and schedule a free in-home consultation and save $750 off new countertops.
No one does it better than kitchenmart.com.
26-22. Kings go to Raynaud again. Low post right this time, and he gets another layup. Good ball movement by Sacramento. 32 seconds left in the opening quarter. 2-point Houston lead.
Allen Stiles. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
Taking you up to 2 p.m. And Kyle and I don't know if we want to necessarily say everything we were saying off air, but there is a receiver that we saw for the Lions tonight, and we had never heard of him. His name was Tom Kennedy. So Kyle and I were having some fun because obviously there's no picture, right, on the apps. So Kyle and I were trying to guess
our U.S. Senator, Tom Kennedy,
what his background is. We were curious what his background is because Tom Kennedy, a pretty stock name, and we never heard of this guy. So we took guesses on what type of background he has and his history.
Black?
And we, Kyle was right, I was wrong. I'll let you look it up for yourself. And more importantly, as Kyle is going down this Tom Kennedy rabbit hole, okay, who is going to either make somebody very rich tonight, set at 30 yards, 28.5, or cook you because, let's be honest, you've never seen Tom Kennedy play football before because Tom Kennedy hasn't really played football before, but the Lions are at their wits' end with receivers. So now Prop Talk is just throwing random dudes out there, and people like me will probably, or Schmal and Miles, will probably take us over. And Kyle looks it up as we were talking about the homie Pat Spencer on the Warriors, okay, former lacrosse player. We have our own Chris Hogan on the Lions, and this dude, Tom Kennedy, you can look up his background for yourself, whether he is more like me or more like Kyle. He also played lacrosse in college and didn't play football, Kyle?
Oh, very confused. So, redshirt year at Bryant University in New York, which is one of those mid-major college basketball teams that shows up in the tournament.
Right. I think they're brown. I think their color's brown or black or something.
I think the guy with the funny mustache played for them. Anyways, so redshirt year at Bryant, decides to just play lacrosse in the spring, balls out for the lacrosse team, then just plays lacrosse for 3 seasons. Mm-hmm. Graduates, he's first team all conference, and this is like one of those, northeastern schools where lacrosse is a big deal. Gets drafted to play professional lacrosse, plays for 6 games, leaves professional lacrosse to go to graduate school at Bryant, rejoins the football team, plays 2 years of football, then gets undrafted free agent picked up by the Lions practice squad, and he's been on the Lions practice squad for like 6 years.
He's the Pat Spencer of football,
I guess.
But Pat Spencer's obviously getting more time. And he's going to cook. He's either going to cook tonight or he's going to cook all of us. We have to take his over.
Oh, absolutely.
We have to.
The Allen Stiles Show is the #1 Tom Kennedy show in America.
And Kyle, one more time for the good people. How tall is he?
He is 5'10".
Let's go. I know. I don't need to hear anything else.
5'10", 195.
This is his night tonight, or he's going to play 3 snaps. There's no in between.
But by the way, he has played for the Lions before. I have no idea when, but in his NFL career, he has 18 catches for 231 yards.
And tonight's tonight.
Across 6 seasons. He was picked up by the Lions first in 2019. And he is still hanging on to that dream.
That's the life, man. That's the life. I mean, practice squad, he's making 6 figures, right?
Probably.
That's a good life. You're not getting hit. You get to tell people I'm on the Lions.
But here's the thing, like for him, it's not even like special. It's like you're running the special teams practice squad. Like you're running the punt formation.
That sounds beautiful. That sounds beautiful. So we did some homework there.
By the way, he scored no goals and had 1 assist in 6 games for some team called the Boston Cannons in the Professional Lacrosse League.
So are we sleeping on lacrosse players? I'm going to say something that's probably going to get me in trouble. But coming up, the lacrosse players were kind of the guys that either didn't have a typical sport that they were associated with, and or they got cut from the baseball team. And then I'm just saying that's what it was. Now, De La Salle was very good at lacrosse, but there weren't a lot of I am a lacrosse player. It was I play basketball, maybe don't get that much run at basketball, so I play lacrosse. I play football, maybe don't get too much run at football, I play lacrosse. And baseball and lacrosse are in the same season. So a lot of the guys that got cut from baseball would then go pop up on the lacrosse team. And I believe they won NCS while I was there. I don't know how good they are now. But now it feels like get your kids in lacrosse because they'll play for a couple years and then go to the NBA or the NFL.
Well, if you are a certain level of lacrosse player, shall we say. Because, again, I wouldn't say put your kids in lacrosse because this guy, Tom Kennedy, had decided at some point, I've played 6 games in the Professional Lacrosse League.
But I'm telling you, Kyle,
it
it seems like it prepares your body for other sports as well. It keeps your body fresh. And I'm Pat Spencer. Now I'm going to go play in the NBA and play on the Warriors. I'm Tom Kennedy, and now I'm a lifer on the Lions practice squad, which is a great one last thing. Just look at his career earnings, okay? While we play Chrissy's cuts, Kyle will look up Tom Kennedy's career earnings because I'm telling y'all, I'm going to get my kids in lacrosse right now. And they're 2 in 2 months. It's time for lacrosse, man. I know West Coast isn't as big on it. But let's get to Chrissy's cuts, Kyle. I'm spending too much time on Tom Kennedy. Let's hear from Doug Chrissy, and we're going to start with what he had to say about the young guys playing more.
Sorry, you have to say the thing to activate it.
Chrissy's cuts.
18 fast break points in the third quarter, 8 turnovers, shot selection. Like when you have bad shot selection and shot quality, all of a sudden the floor is unbalanced. They're getting fast break. 18 fast break points in a quarter at the 17 or 18. You just can't live with it. We played a decent first half. It wasn't exactly perfect, but we kept ourselves in the ball game. And then, the third quarter, it's just a jailbreak, and they're getting layups and turning the ball over. You can't live off a steady diet of that. It's just impossible. There were some really good things with him. I want him to, make sure that he is really dialed in and taking care of the basketball. They had the 1 turnover. His ability to do so many different things on the court, speaks some good things going forward. He has good size. He communicates well. Just watching him out there, you can see how with time and repetition, he is going to be a good pro. He just needs that ability to get out there, and you have to get out against your Senguns and your Adams and these guys. It's a must to start to understand the different little aspects of the game. Like when you're running back in transition, where do you start to pick them up at? You can't wait until the free throw line. You got to pick them up as early as possible, and the more you start hitting them and bumping them, it slows them down. It makes them tired. It makes you tired as well. So now he's starting to understand conditioning and why the weight room is important, and all those different little aspects that when you stack them on top of each other start to make a big difference in our league.
With the way his last 3 games have gone, is there any thought yet to inserting him in the starting lineup at least still?
Absolutely, yeah. It's a definite thought. I thought about it tonight, but chose to go with Drew. It may help Drew. That's he has a role in finding his role and finding his way in that role. We're asking everybody to play up. That's a bit difficult. But even with Max in the starting lineup, you're asking him to play up as well. So I definitely consider it. And going forward, everything's on the table. We're just trying to make sure that our young guys are getting minutes as well. They got out there and. That's a tough team, man. They are built, unfortunately, with Fred going down, but they still have the ability to raise some heck in the West.
That was Doug Chrissy, and he was talking about Maxime Raynaud, possibly inserting him into the starting lineup. And why not? Why not? I understand their thought process. Just to start Drew Eubanks and to warm Maxime up. It feels like he's been warmed up enough, right? It feels like he's been in the microwave and he's been warmed up enough, and it's ready. You're ready to take him out like a hot pocket and give him some real opportunities here. I'm just looking here, Kyle. Last night, Maxime Raynaud, 32 minutes. He did not have one foul. He did not have one foul, and that's been his issue. He played 32 minutes. And that's why the whole plus or minus thing, if your team's getting smacked, you're just not going to have a good plus or minus. But 25 points, 10 of 15 from the field. He was 2 of 2 from three-point range, 3 assists. He had 6 rebounds and did not foul a soul. He also had a steal and a block shot. So this is the type of stuff that we're seeing him grow and we're seeing him evolve in real time. And, it's similar to what we've seen from the Isaac Jones and guys like that, but there is more of a commitment to him. And I would say that, to reference back to that scout I was talking to, it was a Western Conference scout that I spoke with in Summer League. He said, I thought Maxime was going first round. That guy deserved to be a first rounder. So the ceiling is there. And we talked about no feel-good stories, really, but I excluded the first rounders. The first rounders have clearly been a good story so far, and we're only in December, so we believe it's only going to get better. All right, hear me out on Zion Williamson. Hold on. Hear me out on this as we get to the 11 o'clock hour. And it's not what you think, or maybe it is. Allen Stiles, Sactown Sports.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Just announced, Stockton Honda has been named #1 of California's best car dealers in 2025 by USA Today and Statista. This prestigious award is based on thousands of customer reviews and recommendations, ranking dealerships for service, value, and satisfaction. Out of hundreds evaluated, Stockton Honda is proud to be #1, recognized for all-around excellence and commitment to our customers. Visit Stockton Honda, where reputation meets the road.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Get auto care that values your time at OK Tire and Automotive Tire Pros, Sacramento's family-owned shop since 1965. Need new tires? Enjoy free vehicle pickup, delivery, and a courtesy shuttle. Every 5th oil change is free. From star smog checks to key fobs, our ASE certified team handles it all. With over 870 5-star reviews, you're in good hands. Call today. Our advisors are here Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Don't you just love this time of year and the holidays when families get together to make memories? Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. From the time I was a youngster, the family table was always filled with a gathering of grandparents, aunts and uncles, brothers and sisters. Those are memories that will live with me forever. Naturewood Home Furnishings Holiday Home Sale going on right now gives you the opportunity to find the perfect holiday gift that will last a lifetime. You'll find unique gifts like gleaming accessories for every room, now 20% off. During Naturewood's Holiday Home Sale, you'll find savings all around the store for every room in your home. Find your perfect bit of Christmas for your home at Naturewood Home Furnishings Holiday Home Sale going on right now. The memories you make with your family will be with you forever. Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Hi, this is Scott Marsh, your voice of the Aggies. UC Davis football has earned a spot in the FCS Football Championships. The 8th-ranked Aggies host number 9 Rhode Island this Saturday, December 6th at 7 o'clock. This will be the first ESPN linear broadcast home game in program history, so we need Aggie Nation to come out in full force for this playoff game. Sign up at Shredville and show the country what Aggie pride looks like. Visit UCDavisAggies.com for tickets and get ready to bring the energy to UC Davis Health Stadium. Go Ags!
Call Maverick Electrical to claim your free furnace tune-up or electrical safety check with a donation. This month, donate 5 canned foods to Maverick Electric's Holiday Food Drive and get a free furnace tune-up or electrical safety check. They'll collect your cans at the appointment and make sure your heat stays comfy and your lights stay steady, so the only thing whistling is the kettle, not your ductwork. Visit callamaverick.com to schedule your free tune-up today. What would a Maverick do? Because you're a Maverick too. Limited appointments, some restrictions apply. Give to get with no gimmicks.
KHD HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sactown Sports 1140.
Live and local.
It's Allen Stiles
on Sactown Sports.
So just to close the loop on this, it's funny because Kyle and I both ended up looking it up during Christie's Cuts. But Tom Kennedy has made $2.8 million in his career, which of course is small potatoes for NFL players. But again, this brother was playing lacrosse at Bryant University. So look.
And college football at Bryant University.
But he started with the lacrosse, and I'm not trying to roast any lacrosse players out there because clearly I missed something. Clearly, I missed something. All right? So, shout out Tom Kennedy. Hopefully, he balls out tonight because Schmallen will be taking his over.
Just looking it up here, during his 2 seasons, Bryant went 6-5 and 4-8 in the NEC, the conference, the Northeast Football Conference.
There you go.
So, it's not like Bryant is this powerhouse in the FCS. It is a middle-tier team that happened to produce the hottest name on Prop Talk tonight for what is kind of an important game.
I don't know if it's the hottest name. We've just made it the hottest name.
I mean, the trendiest player for a game that will decide the playoff fates of both. Because that's the other crazy thing. The loser tonight only has like a 20% chance to make the playoffs.
Yeah. So, shout out Tom Kennedy. We will all be watching tonight, our 5 tenors. You gotta show them love. I'll tell you somebody who has been shown a lot of love in his life and in his career, but it's starting to get a little dry, and that's
Senor Segway strikes again.
And that's Zion Williamson. That's a 3. Zion Williamson.
A little wordy.
Yeah, it was. I stretched for it. Zion Williamson. This feels like the last hoorah. So this is from Brett Siegel of Clutch Points. As we get into a hear me out for Zion Williamson, one league source expressed a belief to Clutch Points that the first decent, reasonable offer made for Zion will be acceptable. The same source noted that the haggling with Joe Dumars and Troy Weaver would be minimal at this point, so long as there is some tangible return. Now, that's the question. What is tangible return? However, the path to a deal likely requires the Pelicans to sweeten the pot with their most-coveted role players. That will take some finesse, and it seems everyone is being cautious about a very hard-to-calculate gamble. Williamson's diminished value is common knowledge throughout the league, yet no team has rushed forward with an offer. The Pelicans find themselves with minimal leverage, a reality that has left Dumars and Weaver hesitant to aggressively shop their former cornerstone before December 15th, including defensive stalwart Herb Jones, along with pieces like Yves Missi or Jose Alvarado, maybe the necessary cost to exit the Zion business altogether. That's crazy to me. And if you're wondering, dang, why do they have to give up so much? I mean, Yves Missi, they just drafted him. The issue is people don't like these long contracts. And Zion, this season included, has 3 years left on his deal. So my first thought, somebody's going to take a chance. And to be honest with you, we're going to talk about the Kings, but I think there is a team out there. And the Pelicans already got a couple former Warriors. I don't know if they're going to hang around, but they got Jordan Poole and they have Kevon Looney. If you're the Warriors, do you just say bleep it? If you feel like Giannis is slipping away, is that the direction you go? Do you just say, you know what, Jonathan Kuminga, Moses Moody, Buddy Hield for Zion Williamson, and you treat them like the Celtics and Porzingis, and you say, just be healthy for the playoffs? That's literally all we need, because I think that might be worth it. Crazy contracts for the Pelicans, by the way. $39 a year to Zion, $31 a year to Jordan Poole, $30 a year to DeJounte Murray. Jordan Poole, every time I see him, he's in street clothes. DeJounte Murray tore his Achilles, and Zion Williamson has a crazy diminished value. So this is a complete nightmare for the Pelicans. And at least they got Jeremiah Fears and, of course, Derek Queen. So it sounds like they're going to have to move somebody with Zion, which is a crazy statement. Now let's get to the Kings of it all and how the Kings could pull this off, because this is a hear me out on Zion Williamson. The number one person I see, there are a couple different players that I think could fit into this. But if you look at it from a contract perspective, Zach LaVine is making more, but Zach LaVine only has 2 years left, including this year. Zion has 3 years left, including this season. I don't know that it'll get there, because I do think that somebody could cobble together some expiring contracts and give the Pelicans what they want to get Zion. But let's just play the game that they're not able to get that. Zach LaVine, you could look at him in the offseason and the Pelicans could say, sure, it's $49 million, but he's done after that season, and Zion would still have 2 more years left on his deal. So screw it, let's just do it, and at least we are subtracting a year off of our books. Then if you are the Kings, I know this is the king of a retool and not what people want to do, but it's the same argument that people have had with the Ja Morant situation as well. You say at that point he'd be on the same contract trajectory as Domantas Sabonis. You would still move off of DeMar DeRozan because you would want it to make sense. And it's similar to the Anthony Davis argument as well, but I think Anthony Davis had an extra year past Domantas Sabonis. So this would match up, and you would say Zion, Domantas Sabonis, Keegan, whoever else you want to keep, 2 more years, right? Because this season would be over. 2 more years, and then you're clean. I think that is something I would think about, Kyle, if the Kings end up not getting a top draft pick. let's say Tankathon doesn't work out, they end up getting a 7th pick. This is a direction that I would say, hey, we are still on our same timeline with Domantas Sabonis, and why not see what Zion can do? Because here's the other argument for it. It is a sunk cost. Zach LaVine is playing 18 minutes a game at this point, and it either works out, and that's good, or it doesn't work out, and you put yourself in another good position for a draft pick if Zion, you're just paying Zion to sit on the bench. So that is essentially the hear me out for Zion Williamson. And people aren't going to like it because people want to tank now. But again, it would fit. I don't know if he's an Avenger, but he feels like an Avenger. And if you can get Zion Williamson Kings jerseys, those things would sell like hotcakes on a marketing hype. But realistically, he either plays and you're better, or he doesn't play and you end up in the same situation when you're already paying Zach LaVine that contract, and you would be paying, I got to check to see if Zion's contract is ascending or descending, but you'd be paying him less. It would be 2 more years than Zach LaVine, but you are paying him a less of an AAV.
So just for reference, again, we're saying this is probably an off-season transaction.
Yes, not during the season.
Yeah,
not during the season.
Let's say they make the transaction after Zach picks up the $49 million. So you would have Zion at 42 and 44.8 for the next 2 years. To make the money work, they would probably take, like they mentioned, either an Yves Missi or just
which is also a good thing.
Yeah, or you're taking, DeJounte Murray and you're giving up Malik Monk, or just some salary matching situation. I don't know what it would look like. Not worry about the semantics. Let's just assume the bulk of the trade is Zach LaVine for Zion Williamson. Zion and Sabonis don't make the most sense together, but you're making the argument it doesn't have to make sense because you just need one of them to be part of your long-term plan beyond 2028.
It is ascending, by the way. 39 this season. Then it goes to 42. Then it goes to 44.
Which, by the way, I'm also confused because it's not a guaranteed contract, but it becomes guaranteed at a certain point in the summer. So I guess if the Pelicans were to just cut him, the contract wouldn't be guaranteed. I don't understand exactly how the non-guaranteed part of his contract works. But let's just assume you're paying the 42 and the 44. Like, if you're Sacramento, there's a reasonable argument to do it if you believe that you are not immediately going to be able to compete in 2027 or 2028.
Yeah.
Because you're going to have to pay somebody. Like, even if they were to clear the books, the NBA has a rule where there's a salary floor, and you have to get to 90% of the salary floor. So that money's, whether it's going to Zach LaVine or it's going to Zion Williamson, that money's going to have to get paid to somebody. At least this would clear out the logjam and allow Keegan to play the 3. Again, I don't know how Sabonis and Zion fit together, but I guess that's a okay problem to have.
Yeah.
It would just be confusing how it would all piece together, but I assume this would be one step of a bunch of transactions.
But to be honest, I know he is a better 3-point shooter. If you're holding on, and some of this becomes, I think the difference is obviously Jonathan Kuminga is only 23, so it would be part of the rebuild, and Zion is 25, so a couple years older, because Kuminga and Domantas Sabonis don't make a ton of sense either. Kuminga can shoot the 3 ball better than Zion, but there's still a spacing issue there as well. It might not be as bad, but there's still a spacing issue there as well. Yeah, the reality is if Zach LaVine is not going to opt out, and we don't think he's going to opt out, now the Pelicans might say, well, Kings, we don't need to give you anything because we also know that you have a bad contract. There are other things out there. If Zach LaVine was straight up expiring, I think that would be different. But the fact that he's at 2 and Zion's at 3, I think it helps. But they might say, well, we don't have to give you Yves Missi. We might need to give somebody else who's giving us actual expiring contracts. So does that kind of sway? Or they say, we do need to give you something.
Maybe we get the pool party. And Allen, you can finally have
that's
your
$70 million between, there's $60 million between the two of them.
Yeah, it's $70 million between Zach and DeMar.
Yeah. that's a pick your poison. And you know what? For the villain arc, Jordan Poole getting punched in Golden State, coming back to play for the rival, up 80 on the Kings. I do like it. And again, it's 2-3 years of, and the reason I bring this up is because I don't know if it's a loud minority. I don't know if it's a silent majority. It depends on who you ask. But there are still a lot of people that don't want to straight up tank, right? So if you do end up tanking, hey, we ended up tanking because Zion couldn't stay on the floor or Anthony Davis couldn't stay on the floor, and it is what it is. But we're not doing a full sale. I saw somebody bring up the tanking thing yesterday and how I think it might have been Whitey. And we were talking about how the Charlotte Hornets, okay, I mean, when did they draft? LaMelo was what, 2022?
What? No, LaMelo was the James Wiseman class.
LaMelo was 2019?
No, 2020. This is
2020.
This is year 5 this is year 6 for LaMelo.
So they stunk prior to that in order to get LaMelo. Then they get LaMelo and they've still stunk. We're now in 2025 and they're nowhere closer. And I don't know that people would say, well, I trust the Kings more than the Hornets. So this is for all the people out there that are season ticket holders like Devlin, guys like that, and fans like that. They might not necessarily want to see the Kings. I know everyone says, give me Neek and Keon and give me that for 82 games. But there are people that also don't want to see that. They just want to see a team that makes more sense.
Yeah, and I think the other part is you can still tank with Zion. You can still tank with Sabonis. That is still something that can happen. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to think like what the comparison is for Zion at this point in his career. And the only one that comes to mind really, and what this scenario I guess would kind of be like, is when DeAndre Ayton was the centerpiece of the Damian Lillard trade.
Yeah.
Where he got there and people were like, Ayton's just going to get to cook for 2 seasons. Maybe he'll be the starting center, maybe he won't. Now it turned out Ayton was sleeping on an air mattress and the never was able to score 20 a game on the terrible Blazers team, which is still insane. But they eventually just bought him out of the last year of his deal and he went on his way and that was the end of it. I feel like that's, I guess, the closest comp is you're moving on. You're taking more long-term money, but you're gaining the potential of Zion turning it around.
Yeah.
Maybe they're attaching a young player or an expiring contract to it. Again, it's a little bit of reshuffling, but at least you're getting younger and breaking up the logjam.
And I would say this as well. It's not just about playing out those 2 seasons. Let's say Zion likes to be in the farm to fork capital of the world, and he likes the air up here on the West Coast. And I realized there was a joke there, but I truly didn't mean it.
Yeah.
I always talk about the farm to fork capital of the world. I wasn't doing a Zion eating thing.
Yes,
I wasn't.
But
it came off like I was doing a Zion eating thing. You eat cleaner out here.
Let's say this is the place.
Less jambalaya.
Yeah, that's also true. Let's just and remember when him and Zach LaVine used to be in those Mountain Dew commercials? Yeah. How funny is that now?
So,
but anyways,
go ahead.
Yes, to your point, let's say this is the place where he finds home and like so many disgruntled stars of the past gets to Sacramento and finds out he loves it.
And now it's not just about the Kings being good, right? Other teams are looking around saying, what we just saw with Zach LaVine, and I think Zion's ceiling and thought process throughout the league much higher than Zach LaVine's. Let's say Zion comes out here and has a really good season, right? And maybe it's not this season, but next season, somebody is going to come get him. One of the contenders is going to come get him because at that point, they would be finishing out that contract, and then he would turn into an expiring contract. So I think there are a lot of reasons to think about this. Even though everybody just hears the word Zion and thinks, Allen, we just want to blow it up, I think there are other ways to get where we want to go. And when you look at the market right now, we just don't know when you're going to be able to move off of Domantas Sabonis, what you're going to get back for him. Zach LaVine, I would say this, there's a feeling throughout the league, if Zion plays well, somebody will take a chance on Zion. Zach LaVine can go on a heater, and I just don't know who is going to take a chance because that $47 million is just a lot of money. And now, like I said, right now, he played the same amount as Precious Achiuwa last night. So what are we doing?
Yeah, it would be two rebuilding teams taking on each other's timelines, essentially. It would be the Pelicans saying, hey, we're just trying to clear our books. We need to get out of the Zion Williamson game. By the way, I don't think this is their first preferred option, but
No.
if Brett Siegel is saying they'll take the first reasonable offer that comes in, an expiring Zach LaVine for Zion Williamson, and maybe you attach a couple things here or there, it might be as best they can do, because I don't know the other teams. Like, who is the team that's like, I want to go all in on $40 million of, like, I'm willing to take the risk of $40 million of Zion Williamson with a championship window.
Yeah, and when I was trying to throw the Warriors out there, Zion at 3 years now, I know they're all trying to be on the same timeline. Zion might have that. You know what it is? No, Zion doesn't fit their timeline because he has the same contract as Malik Monk, who they didn't want. They want people that have what? They want Zach LaVine types, where there's one more year after this season. So Zion has too many years. So I don't think the Warriors would want to do it. I think name-wise, Warrior fans would probably live with the idea of Kuminga for Kuminga for Zion, because you'd probably get something back that would help the Warriors, but their money situation is all jacked up anyway. So that's a team that I thought about. But to your point, Kyle, it might be more of these middling teams that say, look, if Zion plays, cool, we'll be better. If Zion doesn't play, cool, then we'll stink. Yeah. And then we'll proceed in the draft. Now, again, like I said, if the Kings get the first overall pick, I don't know that they have to do this. But if they end up getting the 7th or the 8th, this might be a thought process that you make.
Well, okay, so the weird thing about his contract, and again, I just don't understand how this works. I'm trying to figure it out, but it seems like there is a poison pill in his contract that is essentially, you can get out of all the money, you just have to cut him. Mm-hmm. Like, that seems to be what it is. So if you're the Warriors and you get to 2027 and you're like,
that's a good call.
Actually, we want to just do all this, we'll take the sunk cost and just cut Zion.
And then their cookie trail, their Kyle, right, in the Warriors world would say, so you lost Jonathan Kuminga for 1 year of Zion Williamson.
And then just cut Zion Williamson.
So for nothing.
Yeah, you essentially said Zion Williamson for Jonathan Kuminga.
If that ended up being the case.
Yeah, so again, I just don't know the team.
And I now that we say that out loud, I don't see, if we're trying to eliminate, don't know that the Warriors would do that. I think they would look silly. Now, if it works out with Zion, great, but that's a risk. And they feel like Jonathan Kuminga should be a chip in the, I saw Dieter Kurtenbach, my guy, by the way, shout out Dieter. He put out an article on Mercury News about the Warriors and how Kuminga, a Kuminga-focused package now with Brandon Podziemski, them trying to force the Brandon Podziemski to be a thing, and it's not a thing. There's no way, unless Giannis just really wants to play with Steph, that they're able to do that. So I don't know where they lie, but I know initially they would say, no, we should be getting more than Zion for Jonathan Kuminga. I don't know how they feel now, though.
This is the thing that I'm stuck on now that I think about this poison pill. If their best, most reasonable offer is just Zion and attach contract here for Zach LaVine on an expiring deal, would the Pelicans just say, bleep it, we're just going to waive Zion and just get out of the money? Like, do they have to take on $49 million of Zach LaVine?
I think on the flip side, you would say Zion can't stay on the court. If Zach LaVine comes here and does ball out, maybe we could get something for Zach LaVine, and we just don't feel like Zion he can't give us anything.
Yeah, unless they actually think Zach LaVine can help their rebuild.
And now I just said that throughout the league, there is a better chance of teams wanting to take a chance on Zion Williamson if he can stay on the court. And I do believe that's true. I'm saying if I'm the Pelicans, we can't keep doing this. So we might as well just try something different, because we've waited to see if Zion's going to be able to do something for us, or we can cash him in at some point, and he can't stay on the court. So specifically with the Pelicans, they might say, let's just go with Zach LaVine because at least it's different.
Yeah.
It's a different approach. Maybe he gets hot, maybe he doesn't, but we just can't even get Zion on the court out here.
Well, and I think the big motivation for moving Zion is they are all in on the Derek Queen business. They traded up for him. They gave up a lottery pick, maybe top 5 pick this year to get Derek Queen. They want Derek Queen, Trey Murphy, and we'll see about Herb Jones, but they want those two to be the power forward and center of the future. So does Zach LaVine help with Derek Queen's development? Does Zach LaVine pair better with Trey Murphy than, say, Jordan Poole, which is kind of funny to say out loud. But again, it's just throwing stuff at the wall. I genuinely do not know how this Zion thing is going to end. A, because I don't know what the Pelicans want to do, and B, I don't know what teams are trading for Zion 2 years, $85 million.
Well, as the Zion market might be cold, the Trey Murphy market remains hot. Let's tie a bow on whatever the heck the Pelicans are doing and who might be interested in Trey Murphy. Is that somebody the Kings might be able to pair up with Keegan Murray? Allen Stiles, Sactown Sports.
A new exclusive offer with an eligible Bank of America Visa credit card is your opportunity to go from card holder to ticket holder for the FIFA World Cup 2026. For a limited time, when you're approved for a new customized cash rewards or unlimited cash rewards Visa credit card, you're eligible for a chance to purchase FIFA World Cup 2026 tickets. Learn more today at bfa.com/cardfwc26. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America, proud to be the official bank of FIFA World Cup 2026. Bank of America N.A. in partnership with Visa. Terms apply. All rights reserved.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at EnduranceWarranty.com.
If you're driving a car or truck with an expired warranty and suddenly lost your transmission or needed a full engine repair, would a $4,000 repair bill leave you stranded? I'm Danica Patrick. Don't get caught off guard with a vehicle breakdown. Choose the company I trust, Endurance. No matter the mileage, if your vehicle is less than 20 years old, Endurance offers auto protection plans for any budget. Protection on the drivetrain, electrical, transmission, AC, and more. Plus 24/7 roadside assistance and rental car reimbursement on any plan. Endurance handles everything, from making the claim to paying the certified mechanic of your choice. Act now and get 1 full year of elite benefits. A $2,000 value, free.
Call for your fast free quote today. Call 800-292-4382. That's 800-292-4382. 800-292-4382.
This holiday season, create a fun and joy-filled memory for you and your loved ones. Come light the world and help others in need through the Giving Machine, November 17th through December 8th at the Galleria Mall in Roseville and in Modesto at Valley Fair Mall, November 21st through December 12th. Choose local charities in your community or global charities worldwide. Feel the joy of Christmas. Go to GivingMachineGreaterSacramentoModesto.org.
Hello, Sacramento. I'm Emran Pilati, owner of True Sports Cards and Collectible Store here in Rockland, California, and the host of the True Sports Cards Show that airs right here on Sactown Sports 1140 every Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m., where we discuss the latest trends, hottest products, and deliver exclusive interviews with other industry leaders. And don't forget to visit our shop, True Sports Cards, at 6661 Stanford Ranch Road in Rockland and see what we have for all your sports card and memorabilia needs.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave. I got to tell you, I am so excited to get this decking project started with Trex Decking and Railings. From the first time I stepped foot in the showroom last week, I was so impressed. So many color options. Heat-resistant composite deck. What does that mean? That means I don't have to do any maintenance on it whatsoever. They even have a deck designer, so you can go online and see what your dream deck will look like on your house. Just visit Trex, that's TREX.com to get it started. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
The Travel Guys, new on KHTK 1140 every Saturday at 11 a.m.
We'll make you a smarter traveler. Tips you can use on the road and at the airport, plus reports from top consumer advocates.
The Travel Guys, 11 a.m. on Sactown Sports 1140.
Allen Stiles
You can join the show by texting 916-339-1140.
On Sactown Sports.
I just remembered that the roundtable is today in 30 minutes. Frankie Cardicelli is out sick. Okay, so Chris Watkins and Brendan Nunez will be.
Bring the ball.
Yeah, not today.
That's what we do.
He's bringing the chew. Okay. All right. I'll wear that one. Kyle and I were trying to cook up some trades for Trey Murphy, who is a name that we've actually never talked about as it pertains to the Kings, mostly because he is a guy who is at that age that we're not sure. He's 25 years old, and it would be more retooly, right? Which is so funny because Keegan is 25, right? So why is it that nobody talks about the Kings trying to get Trey Murphy? Yes, it would cost a ton, but why aren't we talking about Trey Murphy as if he's past the age threshold, but we're about to give the keys to Keegan Murray, who is also 25. So this is the Brett Siegel write-up. He says, while Williamson's market is cold, the trade value for Trey Murphy III remains robust and unchanged, a testament to his clear fit on a contender and all-star potential. There is a growing belief that Murphy will be pushed as the face of the franchise, akin to the public MVP campaigning former EVP David Griffin once made for Drew Holiday. Dumars was ridiculous with other front offices this summer, asking for the reported Desmond Bane package in exchange for the 25-year-old sharpshooter, as one source said in June. Multiple first-round picks, a veteran contract, and a decent prospect are the starting points in any bidding for Murphy's services. That is a price that has not changed and likely won't anytime soon. The presence of scouts from the Detroit Pistons, Brooklyn Nets, New York Knicks, and Atlanta Hawks in recent weeks underscores the league-wide anticipation of a fire sale. This shift points toward a full rebuild, a process this city understands deeply. Who understands a rebuild more deeply? The Sacramento Kings fan base or the New Orleans Pelicans fan base?
See, I guess there's just a difference here because, like, the Kings, it's just been 20 years of for the most part.
Yeah.
But for the Pelicans, it's like you had first ballot Hall of Famer Chris Paul, traded him, immediately got first ballot Hall of Famer Anthony Davis, traded him, got the best prospect since LeBron James, Zion Williamson, who has flopped. Like, I guess it's worse to have that level of expectation and have nothing to show for it.
Well, you know, what's interesting here, when you look at the teams that have been poking around the Pistons, or excuse me, the Pelicans, they're a contender. The Knicks are a contender. And the Hawks, what do the Hawks need with another 6'8", 6'9" wing? What do they need with that?
Okay.
They got 12.
Now that I reread it, I think the Hawks are probably looking at other players. Like, they're there to scout, but they're probably there, like
Pool
the Knicks
party.
too. The Knicks are probably there for Alvarado.
Yeah, the pool party. So that doesn't mean they're all there for Trey Murphy, of course, to that point. But, you know, the Kings, if you look at it, let's do it out loud. It's very simple. Multiple first-round picks, a vet contract, and a decent prospect. I got you right here. What, 3 firsts? DeMar DeRozan and Nee Clifford.
Let's say 2 firsts for now, because the Kings firsts.
Yeah, that's right. That's gold. That is platinum.
Unless we're putting the protections on it, those are Kings picks.
2 firsts, Nee Clifford. Give him Devin Carter too, since he won't play.
And DeRozan.
It's really that simple. Now, on the flip side, you would say, again, this idea, well, Allen, we're trying to get younger. Look, all-star potential, that is a huge help to Keegan Murray. Keegan is a better defender than Trey Murphy. But now you would have Trey Murphy in the fold, starting with Keegan Murray, right? You don't really change. You're giving up picks. And I would say, to me, Kyle, it really depends on what you feel Trey Murphy's value is. But if you say, look, we ain't giving up 2026 because we're going to sink this season, but 2027, sure, we think we'd be a little bit better. We'll give you 2027 and 2029, or 2027 and 2030. And You say, look, by that time, or you go later on both, Kyle, right? Because Keegan's there, or you think you're going to be better because you're building to something, and you say, hey, here's 2027 and 2030, DeMar DeRozan, Nick Clifford, and Devin Carter, and now we have a guy who, look, everybody wants the bells and whistles with Kuminga, but Trey Murphy more so fits what teams are doing. Now, you still don't have a dude, because I don't know that Trey Murphy will be a dude, but between Keegan and Trey Murphy, you have them. You'd still have Sabonis. Trey Murphy's is only on a $100 million contract, right? 25 a year. Okay, so you love to see that. So you got Keegan, you got Trey, you got Sabonis, who eventually will expire, and maybe by that time, people are looking at Sacramento saying they got two really good wings out there, right? We talked about Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown. Not to say that they'd be that, but they got their own Kings version of that. It would be sad to say bye to Nick Clifford, but you'd still have, I don't know if you'd have Keon, but right now, technically, you'd have Keon, Zach LaVine. All you got to do is shoot, brother. All you got to do is shoot. He's going to expire too. I don't know, Kyle. If I'm holding on to 2026, here, take 2027 or 2028 and 2030. I don't know. Am I tripping?
A little bit. And the only reason I make that point is so you would be giving up 3 of your future picks. Obviously, they still have the Minnesota
You're calling
pick.
Nick a future pick.
No, I'm saying 27 and 30, and you've already lost 31 in the swap to the Spurs.
Okay.
So, and you would still have Minnesota's 31 in this scenario, unless you're trading Minnesota's 31. Maybe that's the better way to go about it. I don't know. But you would have 3 future picks out the window, plus your 2025 first.
But that you're saying 3, but I'm saying specifically in a Trey Murphy deal.
Yeah. But my broader point is you would have half of your future picks out the door, which limits your ability to pivot if it doesn't work out. Plus, and this is obviously a move for multiple years down the road, but you still don't have a point guard. And that's kind of the underlying problem, is you would be making all these
Darren Peterson. Darren Peterson?
That's a big if.
Keegan?
It's a big if.
Or go get Vit Krejci. I'm kidding.
Yeah, but again, you don't have... If people are saying Trae Young, LaMelo Ball, and Ja Morant are negative value guys right now, what is Dennis Schroeder? We're not even in the same conversation, and you have to have one of those guys.
But I would make the argument, you still have Dennis Schroeder. And again, you'd be asking him to do less. You know me. I don't obsess over this point guard thing.
But you need something like
you have Dennis Schroeder.
You need something more. Dennis Schroeder is a stopgap. You need, even the Celtics with Tatum and Brown still have a Derek White. Like you still need something more from the playmaking point guard position, and it just limits.
I don't know that Derek White is profoundly better than Dennis Schroeder.
I would disagree. I mean, Derek White got a $30 million extension.
And he don't look like he deserved that extension now that them boys ain't playing. Now that Jason Tatum ain't playing.
My point is that would not... Adding Trey Murphy with Keegan and Sabonis, and LaVine will figure that out later, is not good enough to get you out of the play-in in the West in the next 2 seasons. And you would be limiting your ability to add a point guard unless you landed Darren Peterson or unless you get to 2027 and one of them signs.
But to your point, then you would still, these guys aren't in their prime yet, right? They're 25. So these first 2 seasons, let's say they don't make the play-in. You know what that means? Okay, not in whatever pick that you do, you would still have what? Either 2027 or 2028. Maybe that's what you say. You bump it down because, hey, we don't think we're going to be there yet. So we need 2026 and we need 2027. And you're taking 2 bites at the apple here. Now you're hitting their prime. And here's the thing, Kyle. If it doesn't work out, then you do move off of Keegan, who will still have value, and Trey Murphy, and then you just restart it there. Because Keegan is not 22 years old.
It just feels like this is a trade you should make when you're at the stage the Kings were with the Pascal Siakam stuff. Because what we're talking about here is literally the Pascal Siakam trade. If you remember, that was Bruce Brown, Kelly Olynyk, and 3 first-round picks. A couple were protected. This is basically the Pascal Siakam trade that never was. So if you're a team like Detroit, you're a team like Golden State, you're a team in that position where you are a second-tier team trying to make the leap to a first tier, that makes more sense.
No, I hear you. And that's why it's been the Warriors. It's been teams that are in the mix. I hear you on it. I'm laying out something that we've never talked about before on this show. Maybe that's why we haven't talked about it, but there are a lot of people out there, as somebody says, Stiles is on one. Kings aren't trading their first for Murphy. Ain't happening. Full fire sale and rebuild 3 to 5 years. Okay, again, how long have the Hornets been doing it? 3 to 5 years. This is what people think on the tank. 3 to 5 years, and we're going to have a parade down Doko. You don't know that.
Yeah, you kind of need that foundational piece, though, which is kind of the thing the Kings are missing.
The Hornets thought they had it with LaMelo, but his ankles. He needs to call Steph.
Yeah.
And stop wearing the big baller brand or Puma, whatever he's wearing.
The actual answer is you kind of need 2 foundational guys.
And Brandon Miller can't stay on the court. But that's my whole point. You go through the draft, right? I'm just making an argument for getting known NBA talent, right? And there is a way to eventually pivot. But this whole, we're just going to 3 to 5 business days. This ain't UPS. This ain't Amazon. Amazon, you could overnight it. That's what OKC got. OKC got Prime. But you don't know.
But sometimes you fall into this trap. The one I think of is the Bulls. When the Bulls brought in Levine and DeRozan and then traded all those picks for Nikola Vucevic.
Yeah.
Again, it's the same type of trade. It was Wendell Carter and 2 firsts. It's the same type of trade at that stage. The Bulls were never that. It got them from tier 4 to tier 3, but Nikola Vucevic was not the caliber of player. Trey Murphy's not the caliber of player to get you over that hump.
But again, who they traded for, that was the issue. They thought, and then you'd say, well, who the heck would put Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan together again after watching that? Well, the Sacramento Kings, they were that team.
They won 46 games.
But Kyle, come on. You cannot compare that to what Trey Murphy and Keegan Murray could be. To me, it just makes more sense than Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan.
You're saying Keegan Murray and Trey Murphy versus Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan, who both made all-star teams in 2022?
But it's a different time. Play the bag work drop. It's a different time now. I don't know.
I don't need you to have the bag work.
I like the idea of Trey Murphy. It's just hard to justify your inability to pivot if that doesn't get you higher than a play-in team, which, by the way...
there is an ability to pivot. Keegan has a ton of value. I know he signed a pretty expensive contract. Keegan has a ton of value. Trey Murphy has a ton of value. You're also trading for guys that we know other teams will want if it doesn't work out.
Sure, I get that. And you want to have your own picks because you don't want to be in a situation like the Pelicans right now where you don't have your own pick. I get that's the other concern.
And you might get them back if it doesn't work out in a couple years with Trey and Keegan.
You will get someone else's picks back.
Yeah, exactly.
Which, again, then you would be tanking again. I understand your point. I just think it would be all for naught because unless you have a top 10 point guard or a top 10 playmaking guard, it's not going to do anything.
Enough with the point guard stuff.
You got to have a playmaking guard or Keegan Murray's going to be your playmaker.
I don't want to hear about it. I'm like Nick Saban. I don't want to hear about any guards. No. I don't want to hear about any guards. Just stick with Dennis Schroeder and Russell Westbrook. I'm done. I'm done with or just draft somebody. Where's Walter Clayton? He ain't playing. Go get him from the Jazz.
You're going to play Russell Westbrook in 2028 at the point guard position?
At this point, he just doesn't. He's like a vampire. He just doesn't age. All right, Kyle, let's go through it this way. And you know what? We're over time. I'll finish my thoughts on the other side because we're going to go through these teams with this old point guard. Enough. Allen Stiles, Sactown Sports.
Kohl's Customer Appreciation Event is here, right in time for the gift exchange. Even though everyone pretends gifting isn't a competition, it kinda is. At Kohl's, save on gifts everyone will fight over. From sweaters and flannels to air fryers, toaster ovens, and more. Because deep down, the gift exchange isn't just about giving. It's also about winning. Shop Kohl's and save on top gifts now. Select styles, some exclusions apply. Offers end December 14th. See store or kohls.com for details.
With Progressive's collision coverage, my family gets up to $1,000 for vet bills if I'm injured in a car accident. And that makes this Chihuahua really feel like part of the family. What's that? I don't sound like a Chihuahua? Oh, I'm sorry. What exactly am I supposed to sound like? I guess all Chihuahuas are high-strung, riding around in expensive designer purses. Actually, I prefer riding in cars. So I appreciate that my family protects me with Progressive's pet collision coverage. Okay, maybe I am a little high-strung. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in all states. Coverage for dogs and cats is included with the purchase of collision coverage and is subject to policy terms.
Country in the Park is back. May 8th and 9th at Cal Expo. Miranda Lambert, John Party, Chris Young, Turnpike Troubadours, Dylan Scott, and more. Line dancing, live DJs, mechanical bulls, huge festival area, and food trucks. Tickets start at only $68. Country in the Park, May 8th and 9th at Cal Expo with the California Office of Traffic Safety, Caltrans, and Bare Bones Workwear. For more info, visit CITBFest.com.
With Progressive, you can reach customer service in the way that's easiest for you, by phone, app, or online. We know it would be great if we just magically appeared, but that's more of a genie thing, and we do insurance. But with us, you'd be like, well, it wasn't a genie, but it was great customer service, so that's nice. And sure, you probably would still like the whole 3 wishes thing, so if you meet a genie, you should definitely ask. But when you need us, contact Progressive by phone, app, or online. Just no genies. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
The Sactown Sports 49ers Report is being brought to you by Kia of Vacaville, located beside the Vacaville outlets. San Francisco improves to 9-4 with a road win in Cleveland, 26-8. Christian McCaffrey and Brock Purdy both rushed for touchdowns in the victory. The defense was stellar, forcing 2 fumbles and holding Shadur Sanders to just 115 yards passing. Next up for San Francisco is Tennessee. You can catch all the action on Sunday, beginning at noon, right here on Sactown Sports 1140.
Football season is here at Kia of Vacaville. You can score big in a new 2025 Kia Niro LX with up to 53 MPG combined at Kia of Vacaville. Perfect for road trips, tailgates, and cruising to Levi Stadium in style and comfort. But don't wait. Inventory is limited at Kia of Vacaville, and these deals won't last long. Visit KiaVacaville.com or stop by right next to the Vacaville outlets for friendly service, easy shopping, and unbeatable value. All in one stop. Kia of Vacaville, where the adventure begins.
Allen Stiles. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
Finish my thought real quick. We got Louie, and Louie, he's part of the Calling Avengers. But Louie's not happy with me. We were going back and forth about Devin Carter. So this is a highly anticipated call that we're about to hear from Louie. But first, Kyle, I'm doing this live with you here, brother. And let's go through, like I said, just to get in the dance, right? And as I'm looking at this, the Western Conference, I feel like your point might be proven. But the other question is how to do what you're saying to do. The Timberwolves went and got Rob Dillingham. The brother stinks right now. And Reed Shepherd is starting to look good. But here we go. The Thunder, crazy. That's Shea, right?
Shea and Chet.
What are you talking about? I'm talking point guards.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying, but they've got both.
Kyle, we're talking. You want to talk point guards? We're talking point guards.
Okay, go.
Thunder, Shea, Lakers, Luka. Those guys don't count. They don't count. The Rockets, nope. Reed, and they were supposed to have Fred VanVleet. But I would argue, how much better is Fred VanVleet than Schroeder? He's better. He's better.
Sure, but how much better is Amon Thompson, Kevin Durant?
But Kyle, but that's what I'm saying.
Then Keegan and Trey Murphy.
Kyle, we got to stay on topic here. The Spurs, they got a bum at point guard. All right, they got De'Aaron Fox.
It's averaging. They're 7-2 since Wemby went out.
Nuggets, Jamal Murray, who has never made an All-Star team.
No?
He's a champion, though.
I would love a Jamal Murray on the Kings.
Timberwolves, Mike Conley. They're clearly looking for a point guard. Mike Conley's 47-year-old.
That's just Ant. Okay, they're running White Dante at point guard. Anthony Edwards is their point guard.
7. The Suns, they don't have a point guard either. The Warriors, we're in the play-in now, right? So I guess out of the top 6, 5 of them are, I don't know. The Rockets are a weird one, but out of the top 6, 4 of them have an elite point guard. But it's not that you're wrong, Kyle. It's just I don't know how to get one. What is the plan to get one?
Run that tankathon, baby. That's the whole point of this.
But then you still don't know. You still don't know.
Absolutely. That's why I was saying from the very beginning of all of this stuff, you don't know how long these things actually can last.
Right. So we're saying the same thing just in a different way.
Yeah.
But we just have 2 different solutions.
Yeah. My point is that trading for Trey Murphy, a nice player, but probably a number 4 on an actual championship team, Kyle, is not the best use of your future draft picks.
Pistons, they got Cade. Raptors, Emmanuel Quickley's terrible contract.
I mean, he's 20 points per game this year.
Knicks, Jalen Brunson. The Heat, no, they don't have, no. I'm not doing the Tyler Hero thing. I'm not doing it.
Sorry, I thought you were going to do the Davion thing.
Davion. So
I would love a Davion Mitchell.
Stop it. The Magic, no.
Yeah, well,
Haley Van Lit's boyfriend.
First of all, the Miami Heat are just voodoo magic, but they let Paolo run the point, basically.
Celtics, look, it's Tatum. There's these hybrid situations that we've talked about as well.
Derek White also is a very good ball handler.
He's not, though.
Yes.
He's not.
Yes, he is.
You know what? Let's table it, okay? Because Louis is wanting to have a conversation, and I want to have it too. What's up, Louis? Happy Thursday. What you got for us? Louis? No, I pressed the normal button. Louis.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you now, Louis. What's up, Louis?
I thought Kyle was just trying to disconnect me. He didn't want the smoke or something.
That's right. That's right. What's up, Louis? All right, we've been talking back and forth. You don't want to see Devin Carter. The floor is yours, Louis.
Man, I just want to – have we really reached that low of a point in the season where we're going to make an argument that, oh, no, things are going wrong. We need Devin Carter. So I'm trying to understand your point of view, because why is Devin Carter going to make anything better? We saw what he did in Summer League. Now, I'll give it to you. We haven't gave him consistent minutes in the regular season because he hasn't earned it. He played damn near 27 minutes in Summer League, and he only averaged like 12 points.
Louis, they got 5 wins. Nobody's earned anything. What did you say to me on social media, Louis? You said, what does it matter? So that's what I'm saying to you. What does it matter? He's 22. Why not just play him? Or 23 now. Why not just play him? Why not?
Are you saying let's play him so we can tank even worse? Because if you're saying that, then I could level with you.
No. Louis, they got 5 wins. See if he can play. Louis, how much better does Maxime Raynaud look within these last 2 weeks?
Yeah, I like him. He's smooth. I think he's got potential, but I don't think Devin Carter has potential.
You don't know that. You don't know that. He doesn't play. Louis, he's played. What did Dave say? Thanks for the call, Louis. We're up against it. What did Dave say in Devin Carter's career? However many games, he's averaged 10 minutes a game. I don't know what we're doing with the Devin Carter thing. I don't know if it's because Vestman drafted him and when none of us thought they were going to draft a guard, but I don't know how anybody can, without a shadow of a doubt, say that Devin Carter is not going to be a good basketball player.
In his NBA career, Devin Carter has played 461 minutes.
So I don't know. I need the practice footage. That's it. Unless some of y'all are seeing Devin Carter at practice actively tripping people and doing handstands and just not paying attention, I need the practice footage or I'm not moving off of this. They have 5 wins. They're 5-17. The only team that they're better. Who is it? The Pelicans? Who is it that they're better than? I don't even know.
Yeah, it's the Pelicans.
I don't even care. I don't understand anybody's thought process and why you wouldn't play Devin Carter. And I don't know if Devin Carter's going to be good. But you know what I do know? That this team isn't good. That's what I do know. So if there's an opportunity to get better or for somebody to get better on their own, then why not see? And if he doesn't get better, who cares? They stink. They stink. They stink. They stink.
If it makes you feel better, Allen, 4th best odds on the Tankathon if you want to run that for me real quick.
Let me cool off, man. Let me cool off, man. Cool. With the 3rd pick in the NBA draft, the Kings take Kyle's point guard, Darren Peterson, and hopefully his hamstring's better.
Hey, as it stands right now, 48% chance of landing a top 4 pick for the Sacramento Kings, which, by the way, thank you, Kevin Huerter. Thank you, Kevin Huerter and the Bulls. They lost to the Nets yesterday, so the Nets jumped the Sacramento Kings. The Kings have never been lower in the tankathon because we thought there was no way they'd get below New Orleans, Washington, Indiana, or Brooklyn, but Brooklyn finally won. Brooklyn also 5-16. Kings 5-17.
Well, we got to take a look at the strength of schedule and see, because we know it's going to flip, and it's fun to do the tankathon now. But unfortunately, by the time everybody wants the Kings to lose games, they're probably going to start winning games. Just go look during the break. Go look at the March schedule. Now, I get it. The Kings can't really beat anybody right now. But go look at the March schedule and the April schedule.
Kings currently second easiest strength of schedule.
Yeah. And they still have, we're in the stretch right now, but they still have I know they have the Rockets again coming up within these next couple weeks. It gets really light in March and April.
Yeah, just kind of glossing here. So Utah's 7, Brooklyn 13, New Orleans 14, Indiana 15, Washington, I don't know where Washington is on here, but Washington 10. Okay, so everyone's kind of in the middle other than the Kings.
There you go. And I just, going back to it just to close a loop, and Chris Watkins is about to join us. Brendan, I'm not going to put his business on the street, but there's always something with the car with Brendan. If he wants to tell y'all on the air, he can tell you, but I'm not going to tell him. Brendan is going to be a little tardy. Okay, he's probably on the 50 because he's always stuck on the 50. But my thing with going back and forth with Louis is I'm still trying to understand what the argument is to not play Devin. I still don't get it, right? Is Louis a non-tanker, as we call them on this show, an 8-seeder? Is Louis an 8-seeder thinking that the Kings could get the 8 seed? I don't know, but you know what? Their defense could improve. They got some of the worst defense in the league. You know what would probably help that? Devin Carter. So, again, I am not the Devin Carter guy. I want a Dalton Connect. And that brother ain't playing either. But I can wear it and sit here and say where the Kings are right now in 5-17, I can't understand how anybody is arguing that Devin Carter doesn't, quote, deserve to play. None of these brothers deserve to play. None of them deserve to play. They're 5-17.
It's like you said last Friday. None of them deserve to exist.
Literally. Thanos. I didn't say that, by the way. Kyle he's doing a bit. But seriously, deserve? That's what we're doing? All right, Kyle says we got to go. On the other side, Chris Watkins join us, and hopefully Brendan Nunez at some point if you get out of his car. Allen Stiles, Sactown Sports.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The clock is ticking. This holiday season, give the gift they'll really love. A new Honda from Northern California's best Honda dealer, Stockton Honda. Happy Honda Days are happening right now. Score big with low payments, top trade-in value, and a huge selection of new Hondas, all at Stockton Honda.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Based on the results of the study recognized on June 18, 2025, USA Today's list of California's top car dealers 2025.
Call Maverick Electrical to claim your free furnace tune-up or electrical safety check with a donation. This month, donate 5 canned foods to Maverick Electric's holiday food drive and get a free furnace tune-up or electrical safety check. They'll collect your cans at the appointment and make sure your heat stays comfy and your lights stay steady, so the only thing whistling is the kettle, not your ductwork. Visit callamaverick.com to schedule your free tune-up today. What would a Maverick do? Because you're a Maverick too. Limited appointments, some restrictions apply. Give to get with no gimmicks.
Hi, this is Scott Marsh, your voice of the Aggies. UC Davis football has earned a spot in the FCS Football Championships. The 8th-ranked Aggies host number 9 Rhode Island this Saturday, December 6th at 7 o'clock. This will be the first ESPN linear broadcast home game in program history, so we need Aggie Nation to come out in full force for this playoff game. Sign up at Shredville and show the country what Aggie pride looks like. Visit UCDavisAggies.com for tickets and get ready to bring the energy into UC Davis Health Stadium. Go Ags!
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Cameron, I just think we need to, see other people.
Are you trading me in?
No. A trade-in is what I'm getting from Kitchen Mart.
A trade-in?
Right now, Kitchen Mart's offering a $750 credit when you trade in your old kitchen countertops for something worth showing off, like granite, marble, or solid surface.
I'm not worth showing off?
Not like the stunning new quartz countertops Kitchen Mart just installed for Karen and Tom.
Huh.
Durable, easy cleanup, made their kitchen look brand new. And Kitchen Mart gave them a $750 trade-in credit to haul off their ugly old tile and grout countertop.
You're dumping me.
That's harsh. You want me to wait till I get the new countertops from Kitchen Mart?
At least hold off till Wednesday. I'm seeing Susan.
Susan!
Now's the perfect time to trade up to beautiful new quartz, granite, marble, or solid surface countertops. Because for a limited time, Kitchen Mart's offering a $750 trade-in credit for your old countertops. Go to kitchenmart.com today and schedule a free in-home consultation and save $750 off new countertops.
No one does it better than KitchenMart.com.
Hey everyone, it's Kyle Draper here. If you're in the market for a new car, let me tell you about my experience with Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. From the moment I walked into their state-of-the-art showroom, I knew I was making the right choice. There was no pressure from the sales staff, and if I'm being honest, I felt like a kid in a candy store. I settled on the all-electric EQS SUV, and let me tell you why. First of all, the comfort. After a long day at work, I actually look forward to being in my car. It has several different massage settings, including my favorite, hot relaxing back. Plus, the seat heating and cooling features are perfect for the hot summer or those chilly mornings. Mercedes-Benz has the reputation of making the finest cars in the world. Now it's your turn to experience what I already know. Mercedes-Benz of Stockton is the best car buying experience you'll ever have. They're just a short drive down I-5, or you can shop online anytime at mbfstockton.com. That's mbfstockton.com, and tell them Drape sent you.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, Sactown Sports 1140.
Live and local.
It's Allen Stiles
On Sactown Sports.
Well, that was a fun one. That was one of the most fun 11 o'clock hours I think I've had. We got to talk about Trey Murphy, and go back. It'll be on Sactown Sports, the Sactown Sports app. It'll be on the YouTube. But that was just refreshing. We get Devin Carter, and I'm very honest with people. I told y'all, people were hitting me up on X and TikTok. Allen, the Trey talk, it's stale. And I hear you on it. And I always tell people, protect your peace, right? I know we need all the listeners we can get, all the viewers we can get, but I want you to protect your peace. That's always number one. And the other thing is, too, I know we hit our John Collins and Kuminga quota today, but we did it in a refreshed way, Kyle.
Our engineer, Brian Metcalf, always makes the point where he says, I love it when you guys fight. So I think we kind of did a little bit of that too.
Well, you in this point guard thing, you have all these issues with no solutions. And that's my problem.
I mean, Ja Morant.
You have all these issues and no solution, and bad solutions.
Look, I'm just saying they're going to have at least a Derek White. If you're going all in on the Keegan, Trey Murphy, Sabonis trio.
Don't say it like that. I don't like that tone, all right?
You got to get at least Derek White.
I don't like that tone. Chris Watkins joins us.
Yo.
Chris Watkins.
Yeah.
He joins us.
In the swamp.
It was pretty swampy yesterday, Kyle. I was telling everyone that I was out at I won't name the place, but you probably know the place. You're a Sacramentan lifer.
Thank you.
A very high-class Japanese restaurant for my wife and I. We do a end-of-year dinner every year.
Okay.
So she got the reservations. We locked it down. So I was there while the game was going on, and they're giving us all the different plates, the sushi, and then we got the later plates. The pork belly was outstanding, by the way. And I had my first Wagyu steak by the way.
Oh, steak. Okay.
Well, we've had them in sliders and things like that, but they cut it. Yeah. We paid. Yep. We ate it. It was good. Yeah. It was good, but I'm going to be honest.
It's probably not.
I'm a ribeye guy. Like, do I need to get less meat because of the silkiness of Wagyu?
Right.
I don't think so. I'm glad we did it.
I would love to find out someday.
You never had it yet?
No, still haven't had it yet.
Okay.
No.
Well, I'll take you. Yeah. You know what I mean? If we get these listeners, we can get a little bonus.
Yeah. I was going to compliment you. You're probably the only piece of Kings programming these days that is talking about Devin Carter more than Devlin Carter.
Man.
It's kind of crazy. Kind of crazy.
And he had his meeting.
Also, shout out you.
He had his tour.
Talking about Devin Carter.
We need to. And you know me. I'm not the Devin Carter guy.
No.
But it gets
like
to
you
a
said,
point.
You were a different guy.
It gets to a point, man. It gets to a point.
Yeah.
So
by the way, I saw Tajan's playing 20 minutes a game for the Hornets.
Really?
See, that's
the Greensboro Hornets? Or the Stingers?
Respectful
I think
now.
they're the Stingers.
He's 19. He's 19. There's still room.
Is he really? Wow.
Well, not anymore.
Yeah. All right.
Sister.
So I'm watching. So I'm score watching.
Yeah.
Okay. And wow, Kings are leading at half. And then by the time we get our main course, they're down 10. And then by the time we go to our next spot, they're down 20. And the third spot, okay, the game is over. And Katie is hee-hee-ha-ha with Maxime Raynaud. Give me your thoughts on the squad. We don't have to do any more Devin Carter stuff, but just where they're at right now. We played Chrissy's cuts and Doug, he's just I don't miss the yelling per se, but it's just, we played a game. We didn't play well.
You know what's interesting about Doug's comments yesterday? I don't know if you guys played it or not, but he referred to Houston as a playoff. He was like, that's a playoff team over there. And that was the first time that I've heard them not like refer to themselves. Like he referred to Houston as if they were in a different category, not as if they were a contemporary of and it was just like, it was the first time where I was like, so your question of where they're at right now, like I think that's where they're at. That there's no putting lipstick on this pig anymore is what it feels like, is that they all are very aware of what they're sitting in right now. And it feels like a waiting period, right? December 15th is that date where people can start to get moved that got signed in the offseason. And it feels like at this moment in time, that's kind of the date that a lot of guys are probably, like I'm sure Dennis Schroeder, I saw a report the other day that it might have just been a random tweet, but that Detroit has interest in a potential reunion with Dennis Schroeder. And so, I'm just pointing that out to say I'm sure a lot of these guys right now are thinking about where their next stop is going to be, or if this is what it's just going to be for the next 4 months, or 2, 3. Well, no, actually, we got like 3 more months for these guys if you're going to be here for the end of the season.
Yes.
Like there's some of these guys, Zach LaVine, like I wonder if he's thinking right now, is this what it's just going to be the rest of the year?
18 minutes. 18 minutes.
That's great. And
18
what,
minutes.
like 6 points is what, like, I don't even know if he had 6 points. He's had a couple games here where it's like, dude, like you're not even doing the thing that I'm pretty sure is just natural to you. You can walk. It feels like Zach LaVine can get out of bed and score, 12 points or something. Come on.
Zach LaVine, really 2 points.
That's how Katie is looking.
2 points?
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm pretty sure it was 2 points last night. Or what's that even last night? It feels like
2 points.
10 years ago at this point.
He had the same amount of points as Drew Eubanks. And he had less points than Josh Okogie.
So that's where we're at this point in time, where like Zach isn't, I think just everybody's kind of out there, and if you're not a young guy, it's trying to figure out, like DeMar is playing well for what it's worth, but it just kind of feels like a soulless team right now. It feels like a team that knows that they're not going to win, but they know that they have to go out there and I would say give it their best, but they just kind of have to go out. They've got to go play those 48 minutes at this point. It feels like that's kind of where we're at.
Last 9 games,
guys are filling time right now.
Oh, sorry. Last 9 games for the Kings. Zach LaVine, 14.7 points, 2 assists, 2 rebounds, shooting 44% from the field, 27% from 3.
And I'm sure that's aided by just that Charlotte. One of the games he had 34. That Grizzlies game that they lost.
Right. So if you take out that game with the 34. He is at 11.7 per game.
Yeah, it's crazy. And Chris, when you brought up the idea of Doug saying that's a playoff team over there, and I know you got the conference championships this weekend for college, it reminds me of the beginning of the season when Bethune-Cookman is saying, yeah, they got
56
different
to
NIL.
5, yeah.
They got different NIL over that Ohio State because they just lost 70-0.
Right.
And that is what it is. They got different NIL with the Houston Rockets, and their NIL is just their talent level.
Yeah.
And and shout out Bethune-Cookman. They're actually pretty good at baseball. But they, the Kings right now, it's just a waiting game. And when we heard Malik, what was that, earlier this week, and he said, we got to, pass the bleeping ball and stuff. It's tough because Malik is a guy who I think wanted to make it work. I think they all wanted to make it work on some level getting into this season. But I think Malik really wanted it to work, and I think he still wants to make it work. And I do wonder now, Chris, how many of those guys are still thinking we could maybe turn it around. I think Malik didn't have a thought to leave Sacramento, but a lot of these guys, but again, he chose to be here. Zach LaVine didn't choose to be here. He was traded here. DeMar DeRozan, let's keep it a stack. He chased the stack, right? The Kings gave him the most money.
Right.
Dennis Schroeder. The look on Dennis Schroeder's face when he said, y'all giving me $45 billion over 3 years?
Yep.
I love Sacramento. So Malik was really the only guy, and I know people have argued to say Malik didn't have a lot of options, but it's different because he was already here. You know what I mean? And I still think he had one or two other options. So it's different, and I just don't know at this point. Yeah, what is Doug saying in the pregame talks, the postgame talks? It's just a waiting game for December 15th, and I'm sure it might feel like it's crawling for us, even though the year has flown by. I'm sure it is crawling in that locker room, Chris. It probably just feels like Groundhog Day, and they might have timers and countdowns for December 15th at this point.
Yeah, I mean, I remember it's crazy because we were at one point where like Mike Brown was hanging up the standings on the wall, and like they were actively tracking the standings on a day-to-day basis to where, yeah, I mean, we might be at the point where in the locker room there is a countdown for days until December 15th and we can potentially get out of here. Our dreams can truly become reality. I think Doug is probably just on it because it also feels like, Maxime obviously having the games he's had recently is the first real signs of like, and Keegan too, as he's entered the lineup, like focusing on development or having some sort of track of development. Like I was more going to say, it doesn't even feel like we're at the point where they are straight ushering in developmental, like, hey, we don't really care about, and so I think to answer your question of what Doug is probably saying, he's probably just at this point really harping on like what the game plan, like as you do as you're going to be a coach, but like really just kind of focusing on, it doesn't matter who's out there, we can't really focus on we're trying to exploit this rotation or anything like that. It's really just, hey, this is just know the personnel out there really, right?
Yeah.
It's like, because you can get thrown out there at any minute, at any moment. Who knows if this game's going to be a 25-point blowout at halftime or if it's going to be a game where we're strangely competitive in the end and Maxime Raynaud or, I know Dylan's at whatever, a random guy is out there finishing in the final five. It feels like it's more just making sure that truly everybody who is suiting up that night is ready for minutes at any point against any personnel, because we're seeing Precious and Maxime minutes together. We're seeing Maxime just by himself. So I think, it's just kind of making sure that all the guys are ready to be thrown out there for Maxime. I'm sure Maxime wasn't ready to play whatever. I don't even know how many minutes he played last night, but I'm sure he wasn't ready going into that game to play that heavy of a load.
What do you make on Precious Achiuwa? Do you think, because we were talking about, we were talking about the lack of good stories, right?
Yeah.
And we were excluding Precious and Westbrook because it's so easy to just say the guys that weren't in the league and just got signed. But do you think Precious is showing enough that I don't think that it's a great fit? Not that it's a bad fit, but I don't think the Kings really will need his services next season. Do you think he's doing enough that a team says, you know what, we probably should have gone after Precious, or do you see him maybe ending up overseas or something like that? Because I feel like he's probably done enough to get a little mini contract somewhere.
Yeah, I think I was surprised that he wasn't on a roster already. I mean, he was signed like in the offseason. He was on the Miami Heat roster. He just got, I think he was like literally one of the last player. I think he was the last player cut from the Miami Heat. And so, he was always kind of going to be on a roster, it seemed like, for this season. I would imagine he's going to be somewhere. I mean, it's just, he's the exact kind of guy that I love to have on a team. I feel like every single team in the league could find especially in the regular season, 10 minutes for Precious Achiuwa on, every other game basis or something like that at least. Like, he's just a guy who provides energy. We've seen he's a little bit more versatile than I think some people might have thought. We've seen Quincy Acey, Reggie Evans of the world, guys who are pretty much just glorified football players out there grabbing rebounds, just being tough.
Right.
Like, Precious is pretty athletic. He's got, some finishing capabilities at the rim. He's trying to shoot from the perimeter. Like, I think he's got a little bit, to your point, he's got some more that makes me think if I were a team in the league, I would definitely think this is somebody that, again, I would just try and find minutes for. And he's somebody who, honestly, the Kings obviously aren't in this situation. I think he can sneak some playoff minutes. Like, he's somebody who's played for the Knicks in the playoffs multiple times, and especially with Mitchell Robinson, his lack of availability, he's had to play big minutes in the playoffs. He just seems like a dude who you put him out there, and as long as you're not asking too much or maybe even playing him too much, I think you're always going to be fine with his little stint out there.
If I'm Precious, as long as I'm on the Kings, I'm taking 2 threes a game because I'm just working on it.
Yeah, put on tape.
I'm just working on it. What I was going to say though, as you were going through it, I wasn't going to take it here, and I know he's on obviously a minimum contract. Do you think? I mean, it might be due to injury or something like that. Is there a world where, and I'm talking second round pick, something like that. Is there a world where somebody says we might need somebody like Precious this season? I wasn't thinking that, but
maybe
come
like
playoff time, somebody goes down. You know what I mean? I'm looking. Not to bring them up again, but I don't think the Warriors really have a defender like that right now.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. I mean, if Denver loses Aaron Gordon or something, I think there's
which he's out right now with the hammy.
Absolutely, I think there's definite possibilities for him to make sense with teams because again, I think he makes sense on just about every roster. It's just a matter of if a team values him enough and. I wouldn't imagine. He, to me, feels more like if the Kings do make a trade, like if it is going to be a team that feels like they're, trading for one of the Kings players to make the playoffs, I think Precious, again, would be a player that maybe you look to be for lack of a better term, a sweetener in a trade, even though he's probably realistically more of just like a throw-in in a trade.
Yeah.
But I could see a team saying, we have to throw in one more salary to make it work. It's either Precious Achiuwa, Russell Westbrook, or Drew Eubanks. Yeah, I'll take Precious Achiuwa.
Yeah. Brendan Nunez joins us. What's up, Brendan?
What's up, guys?
How's it going?
Doing well. Well. I just want to let everybody know to watch out for the children out there. Just be careful.
Okay. Whoa. I feel like now
that's a weird way to say that.
Yeah, that was
great
start. You had all this time to think about what you were
going to say.
That's what you cooked.
That's what
I
you
tried.
Cooked up
tried.
Okay.
Yeah. There's a very hard line between what is a school zone
and
what is not a school zone.
All right, this is somehow worse.
Why is that worse?
Right.
What am I missing?
Ask about the Precious Achiuwa.
Look. When something says,
I'm totally missing something here.
Look, when there is when the miles per hour says a certain amount, don't cross that.
Yeah, that's really all I'm saying. Wow.
Yes.
Wow, I made that way worse, huh?
You made that like a million.
I really didn't realize.
If it says 25, go 25.
Go to 25.
There you go.
Dude, and when that sign ends, it's 45 is all I'm saying.
Okay.
All right, my bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so Brendan Nunez.
Chris hasn't even started cooking, by the way.
Oh, no. Yeah, look, we're going to get to that.
I'm just saying.
I didn't even think
we're going to
about
get to that.
this,
By the way, and thank you for that, Brendan. 12:30, Chris Watkins is premiering a trade that I have never heard.
You have not. And
he literally said in the group chat, Allen, you're going to want to hear this one, and the good people of Sacramento need to hear this one. That's at 12:30. That's at 12:30, okay? Yes. But right now, we're talking about kind of the fringe moves here.
Oh, is that what we were talking about?
That the Kings have made. And, Precious Achiuwa, to me, you're right, Chris. I did see him as more of a bruiser type. Yeah. And even just the way he looks is a little bit more finesse than I thought. Yeah. And I think he should be taking 2 threes a game just on principle for him, to put it on tape moving forward. He's a guy that – I don't mind the 18 minutes that he's getting because sometimes he's giving Keegan Murray a breather, even though Keegan still found a way to play 37 minutes. And we'll take it there, Brandon, and we'll loop you in right here. If they're not doing anything or going anywhere, this Keegan Murray, I get it. He's a young stud and they're paying him a lot of money, but it's a little much with the minutes, right? I mean, I don't want to ride this guy into the ground.
Yeah, I mean, I think that you see the nights where he's playing like 44 you know, and it's like, okay, this is a little bit much.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. Like, it's a tough spot for Doug to be in because while we can sit here and be like, hey, this team isn't very good, like, play the young guys, develop them, like, Doug's job is to go win games, you know, and it's clear very much so when Keegan was out that they need him. And you see that even more so since he's been back. Like, he's the guy you're putting on Kevin Durant, you know, and even if the shot attempts aren't always there, like, everything that he does on the floor is very necessary. So I do think it is a bit much, and it probably should be toned down. You lean more into Precious is probably where you go there. After that, though, it's like, what are we trying to play Russ more at the 4?
Yeah,
like,
I mean, Precious played 20 minutes last night, and Keegan still played 37.
Yeah, so I think it's just kind of I don't know. I guess I get where Doug is coming from doing that because, again, he's trying to win games, and it's clear that's the forward. If you're really trying to be like, that is the forward that they have on this team. So you probably could tone it down a little. Maybe you get to 25 for Precious, you know, and that takes Keegan down to 32 or whatever it is. So yeah, I mean, I think that you could cut that down, but I get where Doug is coming from because, again, his job is win as many games as possible with this team right now.
It's so funny because I think a lot of us look at Kevin Durant as just the guy who's just chucking up threes. The Rockets do not, even with Kevin Durant, and it would be higher.
28th in threes.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be higher, obviously, if Fred VanVleet was playing, but a rare night where the Kings took more threes, the Rockets only took 16 threes. You never see that these days. And they shot it at 31%. The Kings outdid them at 29%. It was just a game where, I don't know, there's not much to deduce. The Rockets are just more talented.
Well, it's interesting to mention that. It's something I've been kind of tracking recently. Like, the Kings are, I believe, I haven't checked after last night's game. I'd imagine they didn't go up, I'll tell you that. But they were dead last in three-point attempts. The two other teams closest to them are Detroit and Houston.
Okay.
Two really good teams.
Yeah.
And actually teams that have really good offenses. But the way that they do it is by offensive rebounding, you know, and getting those second chance opportunities or excelling at points in the paint. Houston killed them in the paint last night. You know, so it's just an interesting note to me because I very much was playing the math game of, well, how are you ever going to keep up? You're last in three-point attempts, but there actually are two teams right next to them that don't shoot that many threes and still have a good offense.
Real quick, just a sidebar. Like I said, I was out at dinner, so I had to catch up later. Was there any, I know it's been a bunch of years removed here, but was there any interaction with Russ and KD, anything of note or
I didn't
nothing?
see anything.
No,
No,
not that I noticed.
I didn't pay attention post-game, but no, nothing during the game at all.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't see anything.
Just chilling. All
Yeah,
right.
pretty
well,
much.
yeah, I was checking in on that. You know, Brendan, we were talking about Malik Monk before you pulled up here, and 25 points last night. He played 30 minutes when he was, and I believe, were you there when Malik was saying pass the bleeping ball? So you were there.
Yeah.
And that, to me, said a lot about Malik because a lot of us look around and we look at this team as just fried, right? This team is cooked, it's well done, and we're just waiting. That was a situation where it felt like it had been a while since I had heard somebody just talk about this team improving, funny enough, and this team trying to be better.
Like that there's a chance.
Like there's a
this year.
chance.
Yeah.
And yeah, is Malik kind of the only guy that's still giving that off at that point? You're in the locker room. Is that what it feels like?
I mean, I don't know. Like, Zach definitely makes a point to say that we're trying out there, you know? And, like, I think that a lot of them make a point to say, hey, our effort is there. We just don't, I don't know what the heck is going on, essentially, you know? And Malik has always been a guy that I think is somebody I appreciate, and I think a lot of us do, just for his bluntness and honesty when it comes to talking to media. And so it may just be more of that, I guess. But I don't know. To me, it holds more weight coming from Malik because I do think he's actually out there passing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if a guy that's not sharing the rock is out there like, hey, we need to pass the ball, like that probably feels a little bit weird, you know? But I don't know about you guys, but like Malik was, prior to last game, I haven't checked the numbers updated, Malik was the only guy with a positive plus-minus. On this team. Like, I do think that when Malik is out there, they play to their style of basketball. And to me, I guess that's how I kind of took that is like, let's get back to what we're actually supposed to be doing here. I think that the broadcast picked up Doug yelling at Russ when he took a shot without passing the ball. Because Doug's whole Doug's whole thing offensively is like, let's just not have these possessions where there's one or two passes.
Yeah.
And Russ kind of walked into a triple, and at least I could be wrong, but I thought I heard on the broadcast Doug yelling at Russ essentially pass the ball.
Yeah.
And it's not like Russ doesn't do that for what it's worth.
Well, he had 9 assists last night, and, is Russ at the point of his career where I don't need to be getting yelled at by Doug for passing the rock on a 5-17 team? Go ahead, Brendan.
He did just kind of walk to the corner the next possession, so.
Well, I'm telling you, yeah. I don't know. I don't need to do this, and I don't want to do this. Let's stick with Westbrook, Chris. It was, I don't know, a month ago when we were talking about him being this, I guess, breath of fresh air, if you will. Has the shine kind of dimmed with Russell Westbrook? Like I said, 9 assists last night, 12 points. Had the weird game 2 games ago where Neek and Malik kind of took his minutes. He's still fun to watch, but I don't know. It feels like he was 2 for 7. He took not the most because they ended up sitting guys, but Malik took 8 threes. Russ took 7. He is who he is, but does it feel like the fun of Russ has kind of faded a bit?
I think it's just really tough for him to score, like, especially consistently. Like, he's had a couple games. You mentioned 2 for 7. Like, the other night, I think he was 0 for 10.
Yeah.
Like, he's had a couple, like, real stinkers. I think it's just he's done a great job of facilitating. I think that's been his main focus, especially since entering that starting lineup, with Keegan out there and DeMar and Zach. Like, he does a great job of kind of starting the game. Hey, Prop Talk, it's worked well if you pay attention to Russell Westbrook assists. Like, he'll get like 6 or 7 in the first quarter, first half, and he kind of weirdly doesn't have a ton in the second half, but he does get early playmaking work in, and I feel like that's kind of where his focus has been, and he's still Russell Westbrook in transition to an extent. Like, if you get him with a head of steam going to the rim, he doesn't nearly get above the rim in the same way he used to, but he's figured out how to kind of have a weird spin on his ball and have it go in at weird angles beneath the rim. And he can get to that sometimes, but I mean, I feel like we're done seeing we're not going to see a 27, 13, and 15, triple double again, I think at any point this season, but I think he's just probably really tired too. Like, I think at this point he's played a lot more minutes than he was probably thinking he was going to play, and on a nightly basis, I think he's probably actually pretty exhausted from the wear of the season already.
2 for 7
he was off the
from
bench
3.
last year. He's been off the bench like the past 3 years. Like, he really hasn't gotten this much run in a really long time.
Crazy numbers. I know it was a blowout, but the starters, DeMar DeRozan 12 points, Keegan Murray 5, Drew Eubanks 2, Zach LaVine 2, Russell Westbrook 12. Like, that is insanity.
Yeah.
Insanity. Raynaud, great game, 25 points. Malik Monk, 25 points. On the other side, Chris Watkins has a unique trade that we've never heard before. He is premiering in about 2 minutes. You do not want to miss this. And we're also going to get into some Maxime Raynaud talk. Allen Stiles, Sactown Sports.
This Sponsor the Clock is brought to you by Light the World Giving Machine.
A Sacramento tradition continues this year. The Santa Parade. Free for all to enjoy, circling Capitol Park beginning at 10 a.m. December 13th, the joy of the holiday season. Santa Claus is coming to Sacramento with the 41st Santa Parade. Join Sactown Sports 1140 December 13th beginning at 10 a.m.
Brought to you in part by Elk Grove Chevrolet, Western Health Advantage, and OK Tire and Automotive.
Year-end pricing's in effect. Every vehicle's priced to sell before the new year during Happy Honda Days. At Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Get behind the wheel of your new Accord or Civic today. Own or lease during Happy Honda Days at FolsomLakeHonda.com.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda. Visit us at FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Your one-stop Honda shop.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave. I got to tell you, I am so excited to get this decking project started with Trex Decking and Railings. From the first time I stepped foot in the showroom last week, I was so impressed. So many color options, heat-resistant composite deck. What does that mean? That means I don't have to do any maintenance on it whatsoever. They even have a deck designer, so you can go online and see what your dream deck will look like on your house. Just visit Trex, that's Trex.com to get it started. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
Who has the largest selection of golf merchandise in Northern California?
The Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. It's the go-to store for golf bags, apparel, equipment, lessons, club fittings, novelty items, and more. With their low price guarantee, complimentary gift boxes, and gift cards for your golfer, it's the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Add convenient online shopping and effortless after-Christmas return policy, and you'll see why the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop is the #1 choice for golfers everywhere. Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway or online at hagenoaks.com.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Game night in Sacramento? Light up your night at Revival at the Sawyer. This rooftop hotspot is where the city comes alive. Elevated vibes, stylish crowd, and the perfect view of the Golden One Center. Celebrate the wins, escape the chaos, and be part of the scene before, during, and after every Kings game. Revival, the place to see and be seen. When the final buzzer sounds, the energy doesn't stop. It just moves upstairs. Join fellow fans, stay close to the action, and make every Kings night unforgettable. Book your game day reservation at revivalsacramento.com.
Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room with primetime football. It's back. Capital Casino is giving away $500 per game in high-hand bonuses for every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday night primetime game, offering the best food, best service, and the best action with the most variety of games in the region and conveniently located at 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento. For more information, log on to capital-casino.com, and please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Allen Stiles. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
Joined by Chris Watkins and Brendan Nunez. Frankie Cardicelli, feel better, my guy. Feel better. Frankie is a little under the weather. And we bring the boom! That's what we do! And we hope that Frankie feels better. You know, get the vitamin C right. You know, get in a hot bath.
Sure.
Oatmeal? You had oatmeal in the bath?
Little tea.
Some chicken noodle
People
soup.
swear by oatmeal in the bath, man.
Wait, what?
Oatmeal in the bath?
Yeah, you never
Like
heard
an oatmeal bath?
Yeah, I swear on everything.
Like I'm
yeah.
bathing
Wait.
in oatmeal.
Yeah.
You're eating oatmeal
No,
in a bathtub?
you don't eat.
No, see, that's what I thought.
I believe you just pour the oatmeal into the bath, and I think it's, I don't know.
You put water?
Yeah, I swear.
You
I mean,
sit
do
in
you want
it?
me to look this up?
That seems like a lot of oatmeal.
That's all true.
I mean, I know it's not expensive,
True.
but it seems like a lot of oats.
Yeah, you got a
Let's see
Costco that
here.
oatmeal
I think
for
it's
sure.
Yeah, it's for like skin rashes and things like that. It's
This has been a crazy 20 minutes, by the way.
Anti-inflammatory benefits for conditions like eczema and rashes.
Frankie in the oatmeal bag.
There you go.
So it's like you get sprayed by a skunk. You want to
No, I think
Tomato
it's
bath.
like
Tomato bath.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
You have a rash or
Yeah,
something like
well,
that.
shout out Frankie and
Nasty.
a rash. As we get back to
Frankie doesn't have a rash.
Yeah,
by the
right.
way.
We
Just
don't.
to clear- just
we
to
don't
clarify.
know actually, but
we got to
He's
do.
not-
We
yeah,
got to
I
do.
think The
We
rash
gotta
isn't the
do.
reason he's not
No,
here today.
no.
He might have a rash,
yes, separately.
but it's not. Yeah.
But he's not here
Right.
because he's sick.
Oh.
And he is drinking lemon ginger tea.
Yeah.
As we get back to it, all right, Chris, we've made the good people wait
Yeah.
enough. You made me wait long enough.
Yeah, you don't know anything about. You know literally nothing
This
about
is right
this.
up your alley.
I
This
can't
is like
wait.
so
Yeah.
far up your alley. It's
Yeah.
actually crazy that
Okay.
this is not your own device. And Kyle, you should probably be ready on the trade machine because I don't have specifics exactly, but the spirit of what I'm saying, I think you could help figure it out.
All right, I'm in the trade dungeon.
All right, let's
About
do
to
it.
cook.
So, you know, me and Brendan were talking the other day, and this just kind of naturally spawned, obviously, in the news heavily right now. Giannis Antetokounmpo is going to be out 2 to 4 weeks, or 2 to 3 weeks, or something like that. Just made me think, as Brendan has just on a weekly basis been very concerned about the Kings, and I think you have as well, the Kings making a move that isn't in the name of like youth or anything like that. It's in the name of like we still want to. We're 3 games out of the play-in or whatever. You know, absolutely. So I wonder if the Kings maybe think about pursuing Giannis Antetokounmpo, not in the way that you would think. I think a lot of people would think, oh yeah, like get rid of. I kind of think if the Kings were to look at their roster and say we have Zach LaVine, we have I don't know if DeMar DeRozan would be able to stay in this, but kind of essentially tripling down on the old guys and trading the youth and just saying we have Giannis, we have Sabonis, we have Zach LaVine, we potentially have DeMar DeRozan, we maybe have Malik Monk, we maybe have Dennis Schroeder. Like that's our move is going in, trading the young guys that we do have, maybe whatever draft picks as well, and kind of tripling down on this timeline.
I mean, I obviously love it, right?
Yeah.
Because we had a similar conversation about it's the Zion, it's the Anthony Davis thing as well.
But it's maybe even more real. Like you're a legitimate. It's
no,
tough.
It's real.
Like,
but
that's a very good team.
Your future is fried.
It's fried
because that's at least.
But is it? But I mean, again, Kyle.
I think
in the dungeon,
issue is the picks.
What if you did it at the end of the year and you knew you had a top 4 pick?
Okay,
you know what I'm saying?
So. All I'm saying is I love it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I don't know the value of the Kings' young guys, which might mean you need to give up 4, dare I say 5, if that's even possible.
No, I wonder what the Giannis trade market's actually going to be. Because there's going to be a lot of talk of like people are interested, whatever. But as you did with the Trey, there's not a lot of people. Like, are the Pelicans willing to move off of Trey Murphy? Mm-hmm. Truly, like I don't. Yeah. Like it sounds crazy to say that, and Giannis, like you would think that you would think they would be, but honestly, but then it comes to the conversation of, well, what is Giannis doing on the Pelicans?
Right.
Like that's not. He's just in a worse situation actually than he's in now. That's where at least Sacramento can convince themselves and maybe be one of a few teams that could convince themselves we have enough to trade off for Giannis and still have a team right now. Mm-hmm. Forget the future. The Bucks don't have any future right now. That's the situation you're in when you think you're going to be a title contender. And I think if you feel like, hey, there's no way we're getting off of Sabonis' contract these next 2 years, we might as well be competitive. There's no way we're going to get off LaVine's contract. The Bucks are allegedly trying to bring in Zach LaVine because they feel like he can be a good fit. It brings the Sabonis conversation like, hey, he's terrible at defense. A guy like Giannis is the big man, tall man thing that Kyle talks about. Like, I think there's a lot of things to convince yourself that it actually does make sense for the Kings to pursue that. And I just, at the end of the day, I don't think that there is truly a lot of teams that will, when push comes to shove, convince themselves we are willing to push this all in for Giannis, who is a 30-year-old at this point.
Calf injuries.
Has injuries, does not shoot the basketball. Like, there's real legitimate concern to maybe be like, we'll wait for the Trae Young, John Morant, guys who maybe have a little bit more runway to play with than Giannis, who's 30 and doesn't really have a game that's suitable for aging.
So it's the Zion, John Morant, Anthony Davis argument on steroids because it's Giannis Antetokounmpo. Right. And I was going to say, as we brought up the picks, what do they say in the basketball world? There's nothing more valuable than a Kings first rounder.
Sure.
So if you're the Bucks and you're looking at what you're going to get, well, we're going to get 4 Kings first rounders.
But you might not eat. Like, I mean, again, like you should trade a lot for Giannis, but like you're still trading. I'm assuming you're trading Keegan Murray in this. You're trading Nate Clifford. You're trading. That's what you're trading the young guys. You're trading the young guys and keeping the old guys.
Yeah, Keegan didn't.
So I don't know if you have to give up 4 first-round picks.
This is
what
all
I'm saying.
in on the old men.
Devin Carter, like he needs minutes. Devin Carter, Keon Ellis, he's somebody who has value. Like, is Keon Ellis thrown into this? Is Nate Clifford thrown into this? Like all of your young guys.
Yeah.
And then hopefully you get to keep some picks. I would think that. Again, I'm not sure what at the end of the day, push comes to shove, what can the Warriors throw out there that's going to be better than really anything I just you know, they're going to have to lean on picks, and then that's maybe where your Kings picks being golden plays into effect a little bit more. And so I wonder if maybe as Scott Perry tries to talk about this thing being a consistent winner, I don't see any path for this thing getting good in 3 to 5 years. God bless us all. We can hope all we want. Yeah. We can wish for a top 5 pick. That top 5 pick's not going to be good for 4 or 5 years in terms of what Cade Cunningham had to play for a 12-win team.
We're not 27 losses in a row bad.
I just think if Scott Perry truly is thinking, man, these timelines tend to run out fast here. I don't know. He's from New York, like from the New York organization. There was a lot of links of Giannis to New York for these past couple of years. I don't know. I'm not saying. I'm just saying. I can't see many other ways for the Kings to make this really, really tough situation they're in right now even sustainable, and that's more than a life raft. Like we're shipping a boat with a tank full of gas and hoping that we run into something along the way.
But we'll sell a lot of jerseys.
Oh yeah.
At the worst, like, and you know, even if Giannis ends up being hurt, like, you're gonna sell a lot of jerseys. You're gonna be competitive. Like, I don't care if it's the Western Conference. Like Giannis and Sabonis and Levine and
Thanasis. Don't forget.
Thanasis.
You gotta include him in the deal.
All the Antetokounmpo bros.
Yeah. Alex was
deal
here
is
before.
insane,
Alex was
dude.
already here. Yeah, Kyle. What are we even like looking at here?
Okay, it's okay. I
Because
can't.
you also have to reach, what is it, 48 million? So if Keegan's at 25 now,
Okay,
like
but-
you're
so
pretty
here's
much
the-
halfway there with rookie contracts.
Here's the weird part about that. So because Keegan didn't sign the extension, they can't trade him until next
right, till the
summer.
end. You're right.
Now that's not a problem, but then you can't include Keon because Keon's gone at that point.
Right. That's
So if we take Keegan's money, we take DeRozan's money, we take Nick Clifford, throw in the 2026 first, which could be, it's going to be in the lottery, just depends on where. Throw in the 2028 first, throw in the Timberwolves 2031 pick, and then I guess 2030 maybe you could technically do, and then maybe another pick swap you could get there.
But-
Chris
so-
doesn't
so
think
the-
I lost track.
The,
Chris doesn't
salary,
think
the
you'd have to
salaries
give
are
that
what
much
again?
out.
So if we do it in the summer,
Yeah.
because that's the only time you can trade Keegan, it would be Keegan, DeRozan, Nick Clifford, and 4 first-round picks.
And for example, we happen to have this on the TV. This says, projected Warriors deal is Draymond, Kuminga, and Buddy Hield in picks.
4 first.
Right.
Yeah, the Kings would be
Warriors
4
first.
first too.
And,
One of which is a premium
I mean,
pick because you got to trade this year's.
Keegan's more valuable than Kuminga, right?
I would think so.
Yeah, and that 20. If you're going to give up the 26, their 2026 is going to be better, much better.
And I think the way it works, I don't know that it does work, to be honest, but like if it did, right, is that you have a good pick already. And
That's
then
what I'm
you're
saying.
shipping that off.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
Yeah,
right.
that's
Right.
the
No, but like post lottery, even.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I didn't
Look,
factor that
I'm
in.
in.
Yeah.
I'm in. It will
I think
be.
the difference with it being in the offseason is that you're that much closer to Levine and Sabonis. Like the whole point of this, in theory, is that you feel locked in this moment, and this is a way of like kind of just doubling down on you. It's a year and a half at this point. Like if we're talking in the offseason, so Levine has that would be Levine re-upping his deal. So he's pretty much out the door. Sabonis would have 2 more years?
2 full years. Giannis would have 1 year.
So
and
you're trying to get it.
option.
You're trying to get it in now.
That would be ideal.
You can't do Keegan.
Yeah, you
then.
can't do Keegan. That's the problem. That's where the reality is.
Yeah, you
If
can't do
there is
Keegan
any.
then.
Yeah, there's no, because there's 0% chance unless you are throwing all of your picks and pick swaps.
That's
Keegan
the problem.
has to be in it.
Yeah.
Can you imagine the reaction if Giannis's list comes out and it includes Sacramento? It'd be insane.
I mean, it's very much. It's a strange thing because, it's still that's strange because it's kind of an incremental improvement. Like the Kings even being in that conversation, regardless of how you feel about if they should be in that conversation, it should be, I guess, viewed as like, I mean, like it's kind of like when Scott Perry first came here. It was, oh my gosh, we get people in the building because Scott Perry has all these connections. You could kind of use the same logic for, oh my gosh, we would have never be in Giannis Antetokounmpo rumors if your boy Vestman was still running the show. Like, this is the power of Scott Perry, is getting us even in the door of these conversations, in theory.
Yeah, I'm looking here because I'm trying to make it work, Chris, but you're just going to have to come off those picks, right? And that's I think that's what they're doing. And that's crazy that they would even move Draymond because I don't think they would, to be
Well, they have to move one or the
other.
other. It'd have to be Draymond or Jimmy.
I think they move Jimmy just on principle, but that's a different conversation. Right. If you're trying to get it done right now, you're coming off of 4 picks.
Yeah.
There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So you're coming off of 4 picks, right? Money-wise, you got Malik at 18. You got Schroeder at 14. You have – so that's a good start. Nick Clifford, that's not helping very much. I do think you could find a way. It would be you're gutting, like you said, you're gutting everything, and you're on Precious Achiuwa is now your backup 4, right? And you don't care or you don't mind at the very least. It is interesting because and we're just having some fun with it because Giannis is supposed to come out with the list because he has this level of leverage. Let's keep the conversation going. Kyle says we got to pay some bills. And when we do, we're going to keep cooking. And we're going to have some talks from Giannis Antetokounmpo to Maxime Raynaud. Allen Stiles, Sactown Sports.
FIFA World Cup 2026 is coming soon, but your opportunity to be there starts now through an exclusive offer with an eligible Bank of America Visa credit card. For a limited time, become a new customized Cash Rewards or unlimited Cash Rewards Visa credit card holder, and you will be eligible for a chance to purchase FIFA World Cup 2026 tickets. Learn more at bfa.com/cardfwc26. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America, proud to be the official bank of FIFA World Cup 2026. Bank of America NA in partnership with Visa. Terms apply. Warrants reserved.
With Steel, batteries are included. This holiday season, give a gift that's ready to go right out of the box. For everything from cleaning up the yard to cutting up firewood, Steel tools check off the wish list and knock out the to-do list. And right now, buy select battery tool sets and get a free extra battery. Visit SteelUSA.com for holiday deals and gift ideas. Happy holidays from Steel. Offer valid for a limited time only at participating dealers while supplies last.
Kohl's Customer Appreciation Event is here, right in time for the gift exchange. Even though everyone pretends gifting isn't a competition, it kinda is. At Kohl's, save on gifts everyone will fight over. From sweaters and flannels to air fryers, toaster ovens, and more. Because deep down, the gift exchange isn't just about giving. It's also about winning. Shop Kohl's and save on top gifts now. Select styles, some exclusions apply. Offers end December 14th. See store or kohls.com for details.
With Progressive, you can reach customer service in the way that's easiest for you, by phone, app, or online. We know it would be great if we just magically appeared, but that's more of a genie thing, and we do insurance. But with us, you'd be like, well, it wasn't a genie, but it was great customer service, so that's nice. And sure, you probably would still like the whole 3 wishes thing, so if you meet a genie, you should definitely ask. But when you need us, contact Progressive by phone, app, or online. Just no genies. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Take a deep breath and visualize. It's Saturday. You just won up to $100 instant Kohl's cash just because you are one of the first 100 in-store customers. Yes, visualize you at Kohl's as a winner. Plus, you'll also save up to 50% store-wide. It's all happening this Saturday at Kohl's. No purchase necessary while supplies last on 12/6/25. 1 card per household. Select styles. Some exclusions apply. Offers end December 6th. See store or kohls.com for details.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit info kit. 800-838-6767. That's 800-838-6767.
Injured and you're considering an LA law firm looking to charge you 45% to 50% in attorney's fees? That's overcharging. Ashton & Price has been around for over 25 years, and I can tell you no matter how complicated your injury case, you should never be charged 45% or 50% in attorney's fees ever. Direct, experienced, unrelenting, and honest local representation matters. It's called Home Court Advantage for a reason. Ashton & Price, serious local attorneys for serious people with serious injuries. So for the best local advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Country in the Park is back. May 8th and 9th at Cal Expo. Miranda Lambert. John Party. Chris Young. Turnpike Troubadours. Dylan Scott and more. Line dancing live DJs, mechanical bulls, huge festival area, and food trucks. Tickets start at only $68. Country in the Park. May 8th and 9th at Cal Expo with the California Office of Traffic Safety, Caltrans, and Bare Bones Workwear. For more info, visit CITPFest.com. Call Maverick Electrical to claim your free furnace tune-up or electrical safety check with a donation. This month, donate 5 canned foods to Maverick Electric's Holiday Food Drive and get a free furnace tune-up or electrical safety check. They'll collect your cans at the appointment and make sure your heat stays comfy and your lights stay steady, so the only thing whistling is the kettle, not your ductwork. Visit callamaverick.com to schedule your free tune-up today. What would a Maverick do? Because you're a Maverick too. Limited appointments, some restrictions apply. Give to get with no gimmicks.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Just announced, Stockton Honda has been named #1 of California's best car dealers in 2025 by USA Today and Statista. This prestigious award is is based on thousands of customer reviews and recommendations, ranking dealerships for service, value, and satisfaction. Out of hundreds evaluated, Stockton Honda is proud to be #1, recognized for all-around excellence and commitment to our customers. Visit Stockton Honda, where reputation meets the road.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Allen Stiles
You can join the show by texting 916-339-1140.
on Sactown Sports.
Well, we tried. We tried during the break, and, I think the reality is there's just going to be a lot of, number one, what do the Bucks try to do? Do they try to keep this thing rolling, or do they just take their medicine? But the guys out there, I think the reality is this is going to come down to picks, because you have to make the money work. So what the Bucks want to do, where they want to go next, that is mostly the most important thing. Because I would say this, what we did cook up, it was DeMar DeRozan, Malik Monk, and Dennis Schroeder. DeMar is a pseudo, or what I cooked up. Everybody tried something. So it would be them, 4 picks. DeMar is pseudo expiring. Malik has 3 more years, but I find him to be more and more tradable each day that passes. And the same thing with Dennis Schroeder, who is on a mission to play for every NBA team before his career is over. So that would be my approach if the Bucks are planning on restarting this thing. If they are trying to contend, we saw something on TV that had Draymond Green and some deal with the Warriors. If they want to go in that direction, I think that DeMar, Malik, and Dennis Schroeder, you can't go back to the Bucks squad or the Bucks fan base saying that's what we got back, because they're doing Draymond, whoever else, and their 4 first. Yeah, and their 4 first. So that would obviously trump what the Kings can do, and there's a limit on how many picks you can give up at one time, and you can't do consecutive years and things like that. So Chris, wow.
Yeah.
That was incredible.
We can try again in the offseason.
Oh, we will. We will.
It's really how they end up like the LA Clippers.
I really want to put out a poll that, especially since the Kings and Clippers are pretty much in the same spot right now, like, who do we honestly believe comes back to prominence quicker? Both very snake-bitten franchises. Both can equally say that they are equally cursed. If not, one has the advantage over the other. I guess you could just say the Clippers haven't done the De'Aaron Fox trade yet, and so that's where you would give them the advantage in the rebuild.
Was SGA, somebody said, who was it? Jamal Crawford, or somebody said that the SGA trade was worse than the Luka one?
It could be. I mean, they don't have their pick this year, and they're trending towards a top 5 pick right now.
I think the SGA trade isn't worse than the Luka one, because I think you're doing
Luka trade was just egregious.
You're looking at something differently because of what SGA is now, but you knew what Luka was.
They made conference finals, right? Like there was a year, like this would all be, it would be very different, and this is revisionist history, I guess, but like they win that bubble chip, and they're going to sit there forever and be like, man, if the pandemic didn't happen, blah, 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 that was our year. But like, you win the one, it's kind of all worth it for no longer being the little brother.
You also don't get Paul George. I mean, it's just as fat. Like you don't get Kawhi Leonard
that
without
is part
Paul George.
of the deal.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like in the Clippers' mind, the aspiration thing kind of plays into this all. Like it's like they felt like this is exactly what we had to do in order to get Kawhi Leonard to stay here and not go to the Lakers. Like in their minds, I'm sure a championship would help, but I think it was worth it.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens with Giannis, but he's not playing right now. He is not playing right now. That calf that has kind of bugged him, every other year or at some point throughout the year, something that he's just been continuing to monitor. Guys, before we get you out of here, I've been trying to nail this as far as Maxime Raynaud. I was extremely excited when they drafted Maxime Raynaud. I talked to a Western Conference scout at Summer League, and he said that Maxime should have went in the first round. What are we doing with Maxime Raynaud? Career night for him last night. What do you think? We were doing comps for Nick Clifford yesterday. Is there a comp for Maxime Raynaud? Is he a marketing type player? Or what would you say about Maxime Raynaud, his ceiling, and if you have a comp for him?
I was going to go not even in terms of ceiling, but in terms of player comp, he reminds me a lot of Scal right now, where it's like we went through this with the Kings earlier where Scal has a notorious 30-point game where I was like screaming from the rooftop, like this is the beginning of the future for the Kings. Scal dropped 30. It was on Phoenix at the end of the year. Like you couldn't tell me nothing. And to me, Max right now reminds me of just a player that is getting a lot of minutes on a really bad team, and he might put up a lot of crazy numbers. And to me, the numbers aren't necessarily going to tell the story of if he's an NBA player. Like it needs to be a visual thing for me with Max. And visually, a lot of left-handed hooks yesterday look great. Like the half hooks with the left, like the touch on it, that's a real thing. The 2 threes, one was glass, like one was off the bank.
Yeah.
There's still a big hitch in the shot. I'm still TBD on even though it makes sense for him to hit those shots. Visually I think is going to be more of the thing with Max. He's still very not physical defensively as well.
That was sort of my take on, as much as I loved him, Hot Honey Jones. It was more so my question, is this guy an NBA? They are NBA players, but is it because of the situation or is he straight up a dude and the Kings decided to go in a different direction? So I guess I'm there with you on Max. Obviously, I really like Maxime right now, so maybe I'm not objective. Brendan, what are your thoughts on what you've seen from Maxime? And are you, I guess not sold is the right word, but do you agree with Chris or do you think there's something there?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of hate being the guy after he just like put up 25 and had a good game. I still am not. There is something there, but I still think we need to see more before I'm confident to say, like, this guy is for sure an NBA regular. You know, like, I think that...
That's a good term, yeah. I didn't know if Isaac Jones was an NBA regular or a dude getting NBA minutes on a bad team.
Right. I mean, and obviously Precious is a better player than Isaac Jones, you know, and we're still sort of borderline about Precious a little bit. But I think that the offensive stuff is encouraging. It's good to see him. He only had made 2 threes coming into the night, and he went 2 of 2 from deep. Like, that's something where I'm like, all right, you're an offensive big out here. Like, let's see that 3-point shot. You know, it's something that he did at Stanford. So it's good to see that, the touch around the rim a little bit. It is still, though, every single possession for the other team, give me that guy, you know? And until that makes some progress, I hesitate to, you know, the 25 points is great. They gave up, 121 in the game, you know, and that's not all Max's fault. Like, you don't have great perimeter defense to help make his life easier or anything like that. But I still think you need to see a little bit more. Like, if I had to do a comp, there's a size difference, but to me, it's very like Kelly Olynyk-ish.
Okay.
You know, it's a lot of offense, which is fine, but I do think there needs to be notable defensive progress before I'm like, you know, Max belongs on an NBA floor every single night.
I also don't want to compare him to these two players, but again, it's more just to prove
Do
the point.
it.
Alexei Pokusevsky had a game in which he had 29 points, 8 rebounds, 10 of 19 from the field, 6 of 9 from 3.
Dang.
And they won. And the Oklahoma City Thunder, who had 22 wins that year, beat the 47-win Los Angeles Clippers. So that's what I mean when I say, when I'm bringing up Alex Pokusevsky, when I'm bringing up Scalabissier, it's just like, if you play enough NBA games, you're going to have some crazy
you don't
nights.
see it.
It's not that I don't see it, and I'm not even saying it's not there. I just mean
pump the brakes.
Pump the brakes. That's more what I'm saying. It's just guys
we
have
need something,
have
Chris.
good statistical
No,
nights.
facts.
It doesn't necessarily mean that
Chris,
they're...
we need something.
It's something to monitor.
Both
for
can be
sure.
true.
100%
Something to monitor.
But
Something-
I'm not willing to say like Max might enter the starting lineup here pretty soon. That doesn't mean that Max should be a starter until he doesn't play well enough to remove
Dylan
it.
Cardwell started a game.
Facts.
But
The
it's
first
different.
game of the season.
But it just looks
Crazy.
different with Max. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
2 things to monitor. Okay, Maxime Raynaud, and does he pass the eye test? And Giannis to the Kings. Chris Watkins, Brendan Nunes, thank
Giannis
you
Antetokounmpo
That's
as well.
right. Thank you for joining us, guys. We will talk to you next week, and we appreciate you taking the time.
Hopefully Frankie's with us.
Yeah, thanks for having
Frankie,
us, bro.
hey man, oatmeal
bath.
Oatmeal bath. We got you. On the other side, let's take a trip into Nerdville as B-Ball Index gives out grades for every Sacramento Kings player so far. Did anyone get an A? We'll find out. Allen Stiles, Sactown Sports.
The Sactown Sports 1140 newsletter right to your email. Get your latest on the Sacramento Kings, athletics, and Republic FC with the Sactown Sports 1140 newsletter. Visit SactownSports.com to join.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Sactown sports fans, the countdown to the best live events starts now. The Roots are taking over Hard Rock Live Sacramento on December 27th. Get ready for legendary beats and the kind of energy only the Roots can bring. And we're just getting started. Then mark your calendars. Comedy takes the stage at Thunder Valley Casino Resort with Cedric the Entertainer on January 16th, followed by the sharp, fearless, absolutely unfiltered Daniel Tosh on January 24th. 2 comedy heavyweights, 1 powerhouse venue. Country fans, suit up. Brad Paisley rolls into Thunder Valley on January 30th, bringing all his hits, swagger, and all the good vibes. Then on January 31st, the breakout star everyone's talking about, Ernest, hits Ace of Spades for one night only. You know this show's gonna sell out. And don't forget R&B royalty Jodeci hits Hard Rock Live Sacramento on February 15th. The smooth, soul, and classics, all live. Grab your tickets now before they're gone, and keep up and tune in to Sactown Sports for more epic shows coming your way.
For over 90 years, Hagen Oaks has partnered with the biggest brands in golf to bring cutting-edge technology to your game. Our one-of-a-kind total game fitting offers a level of experience and precision that is unmatched. From driver to putter, footwear to golf balls, our TrackMan-powered performance studios, 3D footwear scanner, and Ping's Ballnamic ball fitting kiosk ensure every piece of your gear is tailored to your swing. Trust the experts at the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Total game fitting starts here.
The Travel Guys, new on KHTK 1140 every Saturday at 11 a.m.
We'll make you a smarter traveler. Tips you can use on the road and at the airport, plus reports from top consumer advocates.
The Travel Guys, 11 a.m. on Sactown Sports 1140.
If a Lenovo computer for your business is on your holiday list, don't shop around. Just go directly to the source, Lenovo.com. It's your last chance to get exclusive deals on the PCs you want for your business, like the ThinkPad X9 14 Aura Edition and Yoga 7i 2-in-1. So avoid all that shopping chaos and price comparing, and just go directly to the source, Lenovo.com, where PCs are up to 35% off. That's Lenovo.com.
Lenovo.
You're invited to a day of holiday shopping fun at Macy's on Saturday the 6th. Join us for special beauty and fragrance shopping events, holiday dressing demos, free giveaways, and so much more. Even better, it's our friends and family sale, so you can save 30% on gifts from top brands and 15% on beauty and fragrance. Don't miss the fun this Saturday at Macy's. More at Macys.com/events. Savings off regular and already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
At Elk Grove Honda, our recipe for happy holidays is to think Happy Honda Days. Let's explain. Happy is a good thing. We all like happy. Happy stands for quality, reliability, comfort, design, peace of mind, value at resale, and a lot more important words. And days is how long you have to take advantage of Elk Grove Honda's 2025 Accord, Pilot, and Ridgeline year-end clearance underway right now. Elk Grove Honda is located in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 at Elk Grove Boulevard, or on the web at elkgrovehonda.com.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
Get auto care that values your time at OK Tire and Automotive Tire Pros, Sacramento's family-owned shop since 1965. Need new tires? Enjoy free vehicle pickup, delivery, and a courtesy shuttle. Every 5th oil change is free. From star smog checks to key fobs, our ASE certified team handles it all. With over 870 5-star reviews, you're in good hands. Call today. Our advisors are here Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Hi, this is Scott Marsh, your voice of the Aggies. UC Davis football has earned a spot in the FCS Football Championships. The 8th-ranked Aggies host number 9 Rhode Island this Saturday, December 6th at 7 o'clock. This will be the first ESPN linear broadcast home game in program history, so we need Aggie Nation to come out in full force for this playoff game. Sign up at Shredville and show the country what Aggie pride looks like. Visit UCDavisAggies.com for tickets and get ready to bring the energy to UC Davis Health Stadium. Go Ags!
Listen to the 49ers Red Zone Report daily, brought to you by Mountain Mike's Pizza, the official pizza of the 49ers. Mountain Mike's Pizza, pizza the way it ought to be.
KHTK HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
Hammer time thrown down by the league.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sactown Sports, 1140.
Allen Stiles. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
Thanks again to Chris Watkins, Brendan Nunez, Frankie Get Better. We were just joking, Frankie. Frankie Get Better. And we got one more hour with you, and I just can't wait until Cowboys Lions prop talk. Oh my goodness, I can't wait. Kyle, we might have to do that at 1:30 because it's going to be more extensive. So I don't want to rush with Whitey and is it Kayla today?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think it might just be Whitey.
Well, I don't want
Jay.
to. I don't want to rush with Whitey and Co. All right. So we might have to do prop talk at 1:30. I'm just so excited for this.
It's a short show for them, Alan.
That's
Thursday
right.
Football.
That's right. All right. So
also, I thought we already decided. It's just Tom Kennedy. Just all the Tom Kennedys.
There's more. There's always more. So because people are waiting for this, man. So phone lines are back open. If you are taking in what Chris Watkins, I know a lot of people, especially digitally, are listening to us, maybe not live, and you're catching up. So anytime you want to call in on anything we've been talking about, if it's Kings related, we'll still get back to it, even if we have maybe moved on from that specific topic. So if you've been wanting to call in and, they're not talking about Nick Clifford anymore, call on in. And if you got something to say and we're still talking Kings, we will, of course, get to you. 916-339-1140. So Kyle wants to take a trip to Nerdsville. And B-Ball Index has given out grades for every Sacramento Kings player so far. And if you're curious what these grades mean, it is similar to WAR in baseball. And if you're saying to yourself, Alan, that doesn't help me at all. So the grades are adjusted based on a player's role, contract, minutes played, style of play, rotations, etc. They're not just saying, this guy's putting up, just like Chris said. Let's use the Maxime Raynaud example. The grade is not going to give Maxime Raynaud a ton of extra pub or points because he balled out in a Rockets game that wasn't close. The grade will take all of that into account, okay? So let's start from the top. Does anybody get an A? Any A's on the Sacramento Kings? The answer is no. Not one person graded out as an A so far this season for the Sacramento Kings as far as the B-Ball Index is concerned. Did anybody get a B? Yes, one player, and it's the dude that was on his yacht, the future Hall of Famer, Russell Westbrook. He comes in with a B, and back in my day, I don't know if grades have changed, a B meant very good, all right?
Hey, on this team.
yeah. An A is excellent. A B is very good. So Russell Westbrook has been a B so far this season, according to B-Ball Index. Domantas Sabonis and Keegan Murray come in at a B-. Funny enough, two guys that have only played half the season, so I don't know what to do with that. So maybe that's just fair. Yeah, Domantas Sabonis barely played double-digit games, so B-, but still so early. Dennis Schroeder, Keon Ellis, Precious Achiuwa, and Maxime Raynaud coming in at C's. All right, so that's average if you are remembering your time in grade school. DeMar DeRozan and Malik Monk at C-. I want to get back to that because one of those, or even both of them, a little bit questionable to me. The D's of the group, Drew Eubanks, Nick Clifford, and Devin Carter. Now, how the heck is Devin Carter even on here? Okay, I'm not counting that. Drew Eubanks and Nick Clifford come in at D's, and I know it's probably tougher with guys that aren't getting as many minutes, even though this is supposed to take it into account. And we ain't got to worry about minutes with this guy coming in at an F. And I feel like we're picking on him, but we're really not trying to pick on him. But Zach LaVine, the B-Ball Index has given Zach LaVine a failed grade.
The B-Ball Index hates Zach LaVine, by the way. They are saying, no, you don't understand. This dude is really bad.
There are some notes here. We'll get back to Zach LaVine. Russell Westbrook, these guys graded the worst on defense. Russell Westbrook, Malik Monk, Dennis Schroeder, DeMar DeRozan, and Zach LaVine. I believe that's in order, right, Kyle? So out of the guys that were rough, Zach LaVine was the roughest. Russell Westbrook was the best of the rough defenders.
Yeah, and it's also weird because, like, big men are always going to grade better than guards, well, for the most part, because big men are tall and can block shots and disrupt shots. So it's a little confusing, but all of the guards are negative defenders.
LaVine is graded as the worst, or the third worst defender in the NBA, ahead of Lauri Markkanen and CJ McCollum. Lauri Markkanen, I mean, brother, just try. Like, you have to try to be bad to be that big and be that bad at defense.
They're also playing him at the 3.
Yeah.
Like, you're guarding Nick Clifford. What are we doing?
So LaVine, it's a rough go. And again, B-ball index is similar to WAR in baseball. The grades, they take everything into account: a player's role, their contract, their minutes played, their style of play, their rotations. Well, funny enough, Kyle, that note right there, contract. So 2 big money guys in Lauri Markkanen and LaVine, the grading is probably harder on them than some of the others. So to take a quick breather from Zach LaVine, I don't know how Malik Monk is a C-.
Yeah, man, the B-ball index not liking Malik Monk this year. I could look up his past seasons, but his LeBron ranking, which I know we don't have to do the O LeBron, D LeBron, C LeBron.
Dork.
But they say he's having like a really bad season, like grading out statistically, which comes back to what we talked about the other day. He's at his lowest scoring clip. He's shooting the ball less good than he did when he got off to his red hot start. He's not assisting, not rebounding. It's kind of just a weird situation for Malik.
It's like every 2-3 games he'll drop 20, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, and I think they kind of acknowledge the numbers acknowledge it's a weird system, because like in the letter grades, it's like his O LeBron is a D-, his D LeBron is an F, but they still give him a C- grade. So even they're acknowledging like, hey, it's not actually as bad as it seems. It's just weird.
Yeah, and I don't really know. Like I said, the Malik thing was questionable to me. I'd probably argue the DeMar DeRozan thing is questionable to me, and maybe it's on the fringe of a C instead of a C-. But yeah, it's funny because everybody has been saying how good of a season DeMar has been having, but I have felt like something has been missing. Maybe it's because he hasn't had those clutch moments because the Kings just aren't in clutch games. But yeah, I'm a bit surprised to see him as a C- because of how everybody has been talking about the good season he's been having. But honestly, Kyle, that's what it has felt like to me. It definitely hasn't felt like a B with DeMar, even though numbers never lie, but they don't tell the whole truth. His pure numbers by themselves look like a better grade than a C-, but whatever B-ball index is picking up on, I feel the same way, because it does feel like something's been missing with DeMar. And like I said, maybe it's the clutch part because they haven't been in clutch games.
Yeah, I mean, normally he is an above average offensive rating player. They've actually, for the first time in his career, graded him as a below average offensive player so far this year, which I think is a product of he's just not able to get into clutch situations, rhythms, rotations, things like that. He's actually dropped off significantly from like even where he was in San Antonio. Now, obviously, small sample size, but it is disorienting when you see someone who's consistently a top 10 percentile offensive player, and now they're saying he's like somewhere between 50 and 60% in the league.
Yeah, so no A's is crazy. Russell Westbrook, a B, and I would imagine a lot of that is the kind of start that he had. I don't know, if you were to break down his grades the last 5 games or whatever. So honestly, since he became a starter, he's kind of, I guess, decided, I would say something safe with Russell Westbrook right now, oddly enough, going back to prop talk, is his scoring. He just doesn't look like he's looking to score as much. His rhythm's been off. He took, I think, the third most amount of shots on the team yesterday. But, yeah, Doug is looking at him, or allegedly, according to Brendan Nunez, might have heard something on the broadcast about Russ taking a shot too early in the shot clock. And you know what? And I'm not trying to start anything. That same game when Russ came in he came in pretty late that game that he just didn't play a lot a couple games ago. It did, and I'm not trying to start anything, but it did look like it took him a little bit to, he's got an older body too, but it did look like, all right, well, you got me coming in and now we're down and I'm supposed to be in at the beginning of the fourth quarter. And I'm not trying to make something up. I'm just reading body language and things like that. And now you have Brendan saying right after that happened, right after Russ took that shot, the next possession, Russ kind of just went in the corner. And I'm not doing the thing, even though it sounds like I'm doing the thing. It's just interesting how, to be honest, everybody's just trying to figure out where they fit. And Doug has said that Russ has been great as far as being flexible in the roles that they're asking him to do. Because, somebody even said, I think it was Chris that said, maybe he's also just tired too. I mean, he wants to play a lot, but he is 37 years old. So not much to take from that. I would give him a B. It just looks like these last couple games, maybe the tiredness or whatever is catching up to him. The minutes are catching up to him. Domantas had a B- and Keegan, nothing to do with that. I feel like the C's, everybody could kind of be a C on the Kings. Dennis as a C. To be honest, in my opinion, I don't know how Dennis is a C over Malik, right? I think Malik has been better. Keon, they probably just don't know what to do with. Precious is more of a B- to me, to be honest, just based on what we expected.
Hey, based on the Keon, they kind of know what to do with him because his offensive grade, worst on the team. Defensive grade, A-.
Yeah, there you go. And Maxime is Maxime. Kyle, real quick, as we are in Nerdville right now, I saw a note that I don't want to pass by before other people kind of chime in here. Jimbo Dean on the chat says, Bucks wouldn't, going back to the Giannis convo, Bucks wouldn't do Giannis like that and deal him to the Kings to die after he got them a chip. That's straight nonsense. So I feel like Jimbo Dean might be onto something. Is there a world, and again, Giannis is supposed to have a list, and I don't believe that the Kings will be on it. Is there a world where no matter how good the Kings offer was, just etiquette and basketball-wise, the Bucks just say, we can't send him to Sacramento?
Yeah.
Right? We would take a lesser deal somewhere else to look better in the eyes of the basketball world rather than send him to Sacramento. And it's a sad statement to say, but I honestly think Jimbo is right.
Yeah, specifically with that player, you have to. I think back to the NFL version of this where the Detroit Lions, when they were trading Matthew Stafford, and they ended up taking Goff in 2 firsts, which ended up working because Goff rehabbed his abilities. But they did not take the best offer for Matthew Stafford. The best offer on the table was the Panthers offering, I think at the time it was Teddy Bridgewater and the 8th pick in the draft. And that 8th pick would have been Micah Parsons. They could have had Micah Parsons. They probably would have taken Micah Parsons with that 8th pick in the draft. They did not take that offer because Stafford wanted to go play in Los Angeles. And so they took the Los Angeles offer because with players that important, you cannot screw up the ending and lose the goodwill with guys who are going to have statues outside the stadium. I don't know if Stafford will get a statue outside Detroit, but it's kind of the same idea of like
legacy. He's got a legacy.
Your franchise legends, you cannot screw up the ending kind of situation. Or at least if you do, you stand to lose more by fracturing that relationship with your community than you do at the end. I still bring up the point, the Mavericks fans will never be able to recover from that Luka loss. Even if they end up going on and Cooper's great and they're ending up being great, those scars are still going to be there from what happened with Luka.
Some chips a couple championships, a couple parades would help.
If Cooper Flagg is a 15-time All-Star, there will still be some Mavericks fans that are like, yeah, I just never went back after they traded Luka. And I know this is true because there are still Atlanta Hawks fans that have never gone back to now the Hawks have been bad for 30 years for the most part, but after they traded Dominique Wilkins, Hawks fans were like, yeah, I gave up on the team after that. And there will be plenty of Bucks fans that after they trade Giannis will be like, yeah, I never went back. I never rooted for him again.
We've already argued enough today, Kyle, but you're lucky we don't have enough time to get into that. Because I for the record, I disagree with 70% of what you just said.
There will be some people who, if they mess up this Giannis thing, will never forgive the Bucks. There will be some people who, no matter what the Mavericks do afterwards, they cannot repair the trust with that ownership group because of what they did with Luka. That's my point.
No. I don't totally disagree with you.
Yes.
I'll give you a quick version of my disagreement. My disagreement is winning solves everything. I do think if they win a championship with Cooper, I think all's well that ends well. And I also just think that the Giannis, because they already have a championship, I do think fans would look at that differently. It's more of a, because look at even with Dame, right? It was this thing has run its course. And the Bucks tried, and Dame couldn't stay healthy. Dame connected to both, right? Portland and the Bucks. So I do understand what you're saying. I only disagree with nobody, there'll be some people, and I guess there's always somebody, but if they win championship with Cooper Flag or whoever, they'll get over it. Now, it's completely different with the Kings, who they haven't done squat after their bad decisions.
Yeah. But that's a part of it, too. And Windhorst, by the way, said this yesterday. I don't think we have that sound, but he said Giannis is going to give them a preferred destination or destinations, and the Bucks are going to try and work within those parameters to just get the best offer they can.
And I'd also say that the difference between Giannis's legacy and Luka's legacy is also different because Giannis got them the championship. So bringing it back to what Jimbo said, and we had a lot of fun with Chris Watkins and the trade machine. I thought it was outstanding. Go back, and it'll be on YouTube. But yeah, it's crazy to me that that's where the Kings are at, and no matter what, there would be no convincing Giannis, hey, you can win here, because your reputation matters. Your rep in life, my mother told me, I'm sure your parents and whoever helped raise you told you, your reputation matters. And it really doesn't matter what the Kings would be able to offer, and specifically what they have, right? Sabonis right now doesn't have a great reputation, right? So you would need not just 2 to tango, you'd need 3 to tango. The Kings, the Bucks, and Giannis. And if Giannis sits there and says, sorry, guys, I know that's a great deal, but I'm not going to Sacramento to play with Domantas Sabonis and Zach LaVine. Like, I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
Then it's not going to happen. Hey, Giannis, just to let you know, this is a really good deal for us. They're giving us 4 of their picks. You know how those picks can be in Sacramento. And Giannis says, yes, that's why I'm not going to the 916. I'm sorry. We got to go somewhere else.
Yeah. Willing to make it ugly is your leverage, which, by the way, Giannis doesn't want to make it ugly. The Bucks don't want to make it ugly. They would rather him walk out the door in a clean-cut fashion than go through the ugliness.
Because again, reputation matters, and that would hurt the Bucks' reputation moving forward. All right, we got another Avenger on the line. Dwayne wants to be a part of the conversation. 916-339-1140. You got to make sure we're not getting dinged for that on YouTube, because Frankie, I don't want Frankie mad at us. He's not feeling well. I don't want Frankie mad at us. Let's hear from Dwayne. Oh, I see it now, Kyle. I see the button that I may have pressed last time. Let's hear from Dwayne. What's up, Dwayne? What you got for us?
Listen, man, this whole team gets an F, man. And the caller earlier, Louis, he's right, bro. Devin Carter's absolute trash, bro. He's a straight bust. But because no coaching, no development, and actually nothing positive for him to look at. And at the end of the day, it's Scott Perry's trash-ass fault for going out and getting Dennis Schroeder and Russell Westbrook, man, for sure.
Thanks for the call, Dwayne. I don't know if Kyle needed to dump that or not. He'll make that decision.
He saved it. He saved it.
Okay. But to be honest with you, same thing with the Louis call. I still don't necessarily know what Dwayne's stance is, right? You say that Devin Carter's trash, but then you say that Scott Perry made a mistake bringing in Russ and Schroeder. But then if they didn't bring in Russ and Schroeder, we could have seen Devin Carter more, but it doesn't sound like you want to see Devin Carter more because you said Devin Carter is trash. I'm telling you, I keep saying this. A lot of y'all just don't like Devin Carter because he was drafted by Monty McNair. He was drafted by the best man. And you connect all of that to De'Aaron Fox, to Tyrese Halliburton, It's all connected, maybe even subconsciously, because nobody is actually giving me good reasons why Devin Carter shouldn't play. I haven't heard one. Not from Louis, not from Dwayne. I haven't heard one besides you already know he's bad, even though he's played less than 10 minutes per game throughout his career.
Yeah, 64 minutes total this season.
And if that's your opinion, if you have that type of eye, then honestly, you should be an NBA scout. I should be talking to you at the next Summer League. How about that? I should run into you at the next Summer League because we don't know. He's played in his career 44 games. 44 games in his career. His average minutes played, 10.5. But everybody knows that he does not, quote-unquote, deserve. I already freaked out earlier, so I don't want to again. He doesn't, quote-unquote, deserve to play on a 5-17 team with a bunch of dudes that are my age, 35 years old.
So you challenged me earlier to try and find an example similar to this. Mm-hmm. And I found some that are kind of similar, but the thing that's so weird about it is the combo of immediate turnover of general manager plus team that looks like it's headed towards a rebuild plus lack of like premium draft picks. It is hard to find an example like that. And I will say, like I've said with Devin Carter, the shoulder injury has to be playing a factor into why the 13th pick in the draft, who some people thought would go top 5, has just looked unplayable at times. So part of it, too, is he missed most of his rookie season with injury, which is limiting the number of games he played. But this very specific situation, I'm struggling to find one in the last decade. But the two I found are Wade Baldwin IV and Kyra Lewis Jr. are kind of similar situations.
Excuse me?
Wade Baldwin IV and Kyra Lewis Jr. are the two I found.
I'm reading here, and thank you for that, Kyle. Don't know what to do with that, but thank you.
If it helps, Kyra Lewis Jr.
When was this from?
Huh?
The 80s?
No, they're the last decade.
Okay.
Kyra Lewis Jr. was a Pelicans pick right after they traded Drew Holiday, and he didn't play very much.
And when did he go? When did he get drafted?
He was the 13th pick.
Okay. And where is he now?
Not in the league. I don't know if he's in another league, but he's not in this league. He is currently with the Wisconsin Herd, so he's playing with all the Antetokounmpo brothers.
I'm reading these texts here, and again, I think maybe I was, like I said, I said out loud, I didn't really understand Dwayne's stance. Somebody is saying the 916 said Carter has had no coaching development, so maybe Dwayne's stance was he is a bust because he hasn't had development, and in part that's why he's basically Dwayne saying it's not that I don't think Carter could have been a good player, it's more that the Kings screwed it up. Maybe that, I feel like that's what Dwayne may have been saying. I think
could be both. It has to be. It's hard to justify a player that went that high being completely out of the rotation in early year 2.
Folsom Mike, a long-time texter on the show. Carter is like 6'1". He's not going anywhere in this league. Why don't we just find out? Why don't we just find out?
Why not?
They're 5-7. So y'all are telling me you like watching this. You like that. Just like Kirk Cousins. You like that, huh? You like watching DeMar DeRozan, and he's down to 22 minutes now, but you like watching DeMar DeRozan. You like watching Zach LaVine. You like watching Russell Westbrook. You like watching them get run out the gym and not play in the fourth quarter, but then Devin still doesn't play. Y'all like that, huh? Okay. Fan how you want to fan. But I'd rather at least see. I don't know. Maybe I'm off on this. I like seeing someone play before I decide whether they can play or not. Maybe I don't have a crystal ball like y'all. Maybe I'm not a future NBA scout like some of y'all. I don't know. Kimberly says, come on, Allen. Carter played average in the summer league where he should have dominated if he was any good. He's bad. Another NBA scout? Another NBA scout. All right, Kyle's getting mad at me today. I'm actively tanking this break competition, by the way. This is the worst I've done on hitting breaks in my career here. Allen Stiles, Sactown Sports.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Elk Grove Honda.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. For your Thursday, we're looking at some gray skies out there as that Thule fog has rolled back in. We may see some breaks of the clouds and some peaks of sunshine later in the afternoon. And temperatures today noticeably cooler with highs in the mid to upper 50s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
At Elk Grove Honda, our recipe for happy holidays is to think happy Honda days. There's no better time to visit Elk Grove Honda than our 2025 Accord, Pilot, and Ridgeline clearance sale in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 at Elk Grove Boulevard or elkgrovehonda.com.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
Just how good is Pure Talk's current deal for unlimited wireless? Well, you might say it's the deal of your lifetime. Because right now, for just $29.95 a month, Pure Talk is offering unlimited talk, text, and data for life. Not your phone's life, your life. This is Pure Talk's top-tier plan. It comes with a crazy fast 5G network along with a 30-gig hotspot. And at just $29.95 a month, there has never been a better opportunity to lock in a ridiculously low rate for as long as you live. And save thousands and thousands of dollars along the way. This plan is normally $65 a month, but if you switch today, you will save over 50% every single month for the rest of your life. See what I mean? It really is the deal of your lifetime. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe. Offer ends 12/7. Some restrictions apply. Details at puretalk.com.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code POWER to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code POWER for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code POWER for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Hi, this is Greg Papa. Disasters hit every day. If your home, business, or building has suffered from any disaster, SunPoint Public Adjusters can help. SunPoint prepares, presents, and negotiates your claim with the insurance company, working only for you, making sure you get everything you're entitled to and letting your focus be on what's most important, your family or your business. Call SunPoint today at 888-247-7865 or contact us at sunpoint.us. SunPoint Public Adjusters, the gold standard in public adjusting.
License number 2N14884.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
250 years ago, a promise was made to connect families and friends near and far. And during the holidays, that promise is more important than ever. That's why USPS is building a better network to meet your needs with timely deliveries, easy and affordable ways to ship, and everything you need to make your season full of holiday cheer. Our purpose is delivering your peace of mind, knowing your love will arrive, bringing joy to all. The United States Postal Service. Learn more at USPS.com/holidays.
Who has the largest selection of golf merchandise in Northern California? The Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. It's the go-to store for golf bags, apparel, equipment, lessons, club fittings, novelty items, and more. With their low price guarantee, complimentary gift boxes, and gift cards for your golfer, it's the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Add convenient online shopping and effortless after-Christmas return policy, and you'll see why the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop is the #1 choice for golfers everywhere. Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway or online at hagenoaks.com.
Call Maverick Electrical to claim your free furnace tune-up or electrical safety check with a donation. This month, donate 5 canned foods to Maverick Electric's Holiday Food Drive and get a free furnace tune-up or electrical safety check. They'll collect your cans at the appointment and make sure your heat stays comfy and your lights stay steady, so the only thing whistling is the kettle, not your ductwork. Visit callamaverick.com to schedule your free tune-up today. What would a Maverick do? Because you're a Maverick too. Limited appointments, some restrictions apply. Give to get with no gimmicks. Allen Stiles
You can join the show by texting 916-339-1140
on Sactown Sports.
Well, I told Kyle not to look because he would be very surprised at what I'm about to say. Kyle, let's get that breaking news sounder.
Full breaking news?
Full.
When it breaks,
We have it first.
it's Sactown Sports Breaking News.
From Sean Cunningham, and there are a lot of people also confirming it. Multiple sources tell me that head coach Brennan Marion has informed his staff that he is leaving Sacramento State to join the University of Colorado to be their offensive coordinator. Sac State went 7-5 in their only season with Marion.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious.
Come on. There's no way.
From go to no. It's over.
From go to I'm gonna go.
So from go to I gotta go to Colorado. That's insane.
That's crazy.
Number one, I feel bad for Sac State. Number two, that Colorado money must be nuts. I don't know, Kyle, like I said, we have entered the dirty 30, the last 30 minutes, and this is a perfect dirty 30 because the layers on this, the FBS, all of the decisions that that Sac State has made has been, we have our guy. And this brother made it a year. A year.
That's the crazy part of it. He was supposed to be the foundation of the move to the FBS.
It was the go-go.
And then he had to go. Which, by the way, can I also make a joke about how the slogan for this year was 1 year can change your life?
That is crazy.
That is crazy.
It changed his life all right.
Oh, it did, because now he's replacing Check's Notes Pat Shurmur as the offensive coordinator for Colorado. Hey, you know what? The Colorado OC before that, he just led San Diego State to a 9-win season. So maybe that's the pipeline.
And you know what? It probably became, I can go do what I got to do in Colorado and then just go to a team where I don't got to worry about whether we're FBS or not. I can go to a San Diego State. I can go to a mid-level team, a mid-tier team, and not have to worry about it. I don't really blame him, Kyle. You want to know what's going on, and we don't know what's going on. They don't even know where they're playing. And they were going to play at Cal Expo. So I know it's tough on the kids, and this was supposed to be it feels like we got to get Jake Gaden on. So I'm going to text him and try to get him on tomorrow because he's been all over this, and I'm sure Jake was just stunned when he heard this of CBS because this changes a lot for Sacramento, for Sac State. Maybe they'll be able to bring in somebody else who they go internally. I don't know, but this just went so south. So, the kids say, because my average age listening is 17 on Spotify, and that's embarrassing. But as the kids say, this went left, and it went left quickly from the quarterback getting hurt early, who was the top prospect that they brought in, to the whole thing with that, what was it, Montana? Was it the Montana team?
Let's go back to even the very beginning, because remember we were on this show, and the news broke Michael Vick has interest in the Sac State job. Even before Marion got hired, it went all the way back to the you-know-what show of Michael Vick leveraging Sac State to get money out of Norfolk, which, by the way, I don't think he had a very good year at Norfolk. But, again, this whole thing has felt very, I guess, unserious is kind of the way to look at it, because, this is the weird part about it, because essentially in the new age of college football, there's the Power Four and then the group of 5, which I guess is group of 6 because the Pac-12 is still hanging on, that's kind of like a second tier, and then FCS is kind of like a third level. And I'm sure Marion, who was the offensive coordinator of a very successful UNLV team, Marion thought or was being sold on the idea of, no, this is going to be a second tier job because we're moving into FBS. And once that became less of a reality, maybe that's why.
Yeah, I mean, you have to. You got to do what you got to do. He thought, I'm taking a job and I'm going to be FBS soon. Cool. And it turned out, yeah, we don't really know. We don't have the conference they were supposed to join, and they got, I don't want to say rejected from that, but they were unable to join that conference. This is crazy, man. And I feel this was supposed to be a fun time for Sac State, but you got to do what you got to do. I'm not hating on Brendan Marion at all because there were no guarantees, and he feels like I want to be an FBS coach. This brother is going to be at Colorado for maybe a year, 2 years. Doesn't really matter if they win or not as long as the offense looks good. And Kyle, he's going to get to go to a school that is just cleaner. It's just cleaner.
Well, this is what's so interesting about it. So Marion was the offensive coordinator at UNLV in 2024. Barry Odom, who was the coach there, went from UNLV to the Purdue job. Now, Purdue, again, bottom tier Big Ten program, but Marion did not follow Odom to Purdue. Marion then went to the Sac State route versus like if Marion had gone to Purdue and had a couple good years there, maybe then he gets the chance to do what Colorado's old OC, Sean Lewis, did, where he leaves and goes to San Diego State, which is kind of that second tier job at this point. So maybe becoming the OC at Colorado was a stepping stone that would have led to Marion getting a job like a San Diego State this year, but he landed at Sac State, which was kind of in limbo of like, are they going to move to the Mountain West or the Pac-12? So like there was a chance they could have been an FBS head coaching job.
I just read something, and it kind of reminds me of the Jim Harbaugh thing, how the who got it better than us, nobody, but he'll do that wherever. It wasn't just a Niners thing. He'll do that wherever. I'm reading here, Kyle, and I'm just seeing all this stuff come through, and Colorado is saying, it's go-go time in Colorado.
A Colorado team that, by the way, finished 3-9 after Shedeur and Travis Hunter left.
It's go-go time, but they got that one dude who, didn't Shedeur give him a Rolex or something? They got that one quarterback.
Julian, yeah. He's going to be their quarterback next year.
They're about to cook. This is from Locked On Buffs, invented go-go offense. As UNLV's OC last season, they ranked 14th in points per game and averaged 251 rushing yards per game. Coach Biletnikoff, award winner Jordan Addison at Pitt, Coach Xavier Worthy at Texas, and then at the very bottom, 7-5 as head coach at Sac State.
With a team that we thought was going to be in the Mountain West, but didn't even make the FCS playoffs.
Somebody says, has the 77th ranked 2026 class in the nation as an FCS school, including 4-star receiver Xavier McDonald, should get lots of those flips to Colorado. They're the number one FCS recruiting class.
Yeah.
This is a disaster.
Yes, it is. Emphatically, that is a disaster because Sac State was pouring money into the recruiting with the anticipation that this would be an FBS job.
Oh, they've been pouring money everywhere.
And you know what's about to happen? I flipped my commitment from Sacramento State to it. Sacramento State was beating Big Ten schools in recruiting. I don't know if people realize that. Like Nebraska was below Sac State in the recruiting game.
Yeah. And now we go to Colorado.
We go to Colorado where we're going to go 7-5 in the Big 12.
Yeah, and we're not. Look, man, the game is the game. Right? Nobody's trying to make jokes, but the game is the game. Everything changed when I believe, this is my opinion, everything changed when the FBS situation came into question. We just read earlier this week, our guy Jack Dan, who does reporting for Sac State, we're going to be in, there were the reports of them saying we're going to be in FBS one way or the other, but they didn't really have a lot of information after that. It was just, we know we're going to be in the FBS. We don't really know who we're playing. We don't really know what conference. We're going to be independent. So Brendan Marion is sitting around thinking, if I have to, and here's the thing, would you even call being an OC at Colorado a quote-unquote step down from being head coach at Sac State? Because I don't even know if that's a quote-unquote step down. I guarantee you this much. The price tag might be very, very similar. I'll tell you that right now, because Deion brought in the money. What do you say? Bring the Louis bags, Kyle. You got the Louis bags. So we got to get to it. I got to hit at least one break today. We'll finish it out, see what Whitey Gleason has to say. And we still got to do prop talk because Tom Kennedy is going to take my kids through college. Allen Stiles, Sactown Sports.
A Sacramento tradition continues this year. The Santa Parade. Free for all to enjoy circling Capitol Park beginning at 10 a.m. December 13th, the joy of the holiday season. Santa Claus is coming to Sacramento with the 41st Santa Parade. Join Sactown Sports 1140 December 13th beginning at 10 a.m.
Brought to you in part by Western Health Advantage.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
Amateur players will be pleased to know that the USGA doesn't object to a friendly bet with your weekend foursome. Friendly bets include soft drinks after the round, hot dogs at the turn, or even a $2 Nassau, one of the most widely used bets in golf. It takes its name from the Nassau County Country Club of Glen Cove, Long Island, one of the many clubs frequented by the well-to-do in the late 19th century. As the story goes, matches between these clubs were often reported in the local newspapers, sometimes to the embarrassment of wealthy industrialists coming out the loser. The Nassau captain J.B. Coles Tappan then devised a format where the worst possible result could not be reported as anything more than a 3-0 defeat. In a Nassau, 3 equal wagers are placed on the first 9, the second 9, and 18-hole total. A $2 Nassau is sometimes referred to as a 2-2-2 bet. Some play better with a bet to keep their attention, others are nervous at the thought of losing. Whatever your choice, golf is a game, have some fun. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
FIFA World Cup 2026 is coming soon, but your opportunity to be there starts now through an exclusive offer with an eligible Bank of America Visa credit card. For a limited time, become a new customized cash rewards or unlimited cash rewards Visa credit card holder, and you will be eligible for a chance to purchase FIFA World Cup 2026 tickets. Learn more at BofA.com/cardFWC26. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America, proud to be the official bank of FIFA World Cup 2026. Bank of America N.A. in partnership with Visa. Terms apply. Warrants reserved.
If a Lenovo computer for your business is on your holiday list, don't shop around. Just go directly to the source, Lenovo.com. It's your last chance to get exclusive deals on the PCs you want for your business, like the ThinkPad X9 14 Aura Edition and Yoga 7i 2-in-1. So avoid all that shopping chaos and price comparing, and just go directly to the source, Lenovo.com, where PCs are up to 35% off. That's Lenovo.com.
Lenovo. Hi, this is Scott Marsh, your voice of the Aggies. UC Davis football has earned a spot in the FCS Football Championships. The 8th-ranked Aggies host number 9 Rhode Island this Saturday, December 6th at 7 o'clock. This will be the first ESPN linear broadcast home game in program history, so we need Aggie Nation to come out in full force for this playoff game. Sign up at Shredville and show the country what Aggie pride looks like. Visit UCDavisAggies.com for tickets and get ready to bring the energy to UC Davis Health Stadium. Go Ags!
When a person is seriously injured, there's no substitute for the personal legal relationship offered by the local NorCal firm of Ashton & Price. From the first attorney meeting, every important decision is made with a direct consultation with, and I can't believe I have to say this, a real, live, experienced, flesh and blood local attorney. It's called Home Court Advantage for a reason. Ashton & Price, serious local attorneys for serious people with serious injuries with no fee until we win. For the best local advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Guys, your testosterone level impacts your energy, drive, weight, hair loss, and even ED. Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your T level for free. For your free T level check, exam, and consultation, call 916-277-8599 or visit revivemenshealth.com.
Live and local.
It's Allen Stiles
On Sactown Sports.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well. Whitey Gleason joins us. And yeah, Whitey, I know that you guys have a condensed show because of Thursday Night Football, but this Brendan Marion thing, your initial thoughts, you thought maybe I'll just speak for myself, not Kyle, but you thought maybe I was not over-exaggerating
not
it.
You.
It's not as big of a deal as coaches leave was more of your thought process.
Right. I know it's far from ideal. I just don't think it's the death knell or anything. And I'm not saying you said that. I wasn't in any way.
But I was, though.
Pushing back.
But I was, though.
Were you?
I would say I was very taken back by it, and not just taken back, thinking I said it's a disaster. I said it's a disaster, and I do think it can be saved. It can be salvaged. To me, and I'm joking about the cowboy hat, but he was the face of where Sac State is going, and now you need a new face.
To me, somebody comes to Sacramento wearing a cowboy hat, I feel like he ain't going to be here long.
What are you talking about? You got the Davis and I know he's at Sac State, but, the manure.
Yeah, I know. I understand that.
But here's the thing. They don't
even. Cowtown. What are you talking about? Everyone jokes about it being a cowtown. He fit, right? We're a cowtown, huh?
That's why I got a cow. So.
No, he did not. And Dion wears a cow. Now they're both going to have on cowboy hats.
That's right, yes.
In Go, Colorado.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to.
The notoriously cowboy Boulder, Colorado.
Yeah, I mean, it was just very surprising to, I think, a lot of people. And more so, Whitey, he seems like a very much a people person. And at the core, he's a recruiter. Yeah. So those dudes are gone. Mm-hmm. Those dudes are flipped.
And coaches now, and even managers and coaches in pro sports, they become kind of the spokesperson for your whole program.
Yeah.
It's a bigger part of it.
It's almost like PR. They're almost like a PR job.
Yeah.
No, you're a CEO of these programs.
Yeah.
It's the same way I was talking with our boss, Jose, and said back in the day, you would be a program manager, right? And you would set the program and set the scheduling. And he said now, you might have the title program director, but with digital and all this stuff, you're doing so much more than I guess you used to do. And head coaches now, they got to be on TikToks and they got to do a bunch of stuff that they did not have to do even in the early I don't even need to go back that far, in the early 2000s.
Yeah, is it any surprise that I'm not on face space, Bill Belichick has struggled?
Yeah, right.
I don't know. Whitey's got like the number 15 recruiting class in the country, which recruiting people will point out that's because he has like 36 recruits.
So, okay.
He's just spamming.
He's staying?
Yeah, I think what they're going to do, they want to get rid of him, but I think they're going to compromise by just getting rid of Lombardi and then just letting him keep running the program.
It's not up to him, it's up to his girlfriend.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah. Well, he ain't running. He didn't get the recruits. He doesn't do anything. He just had cheerleading competitions. That's what he's doing.
And doing the weird thing on the beach.
Yeah, and the butterflies on the beach. Whitey, wow. Yeah, what a time to be alive. What are your thoughts? We had a good conversation with the roundtable. What are your thoughts on Maxime Raynaud?
I think it's tremendous from just the standpoint of being a fan right now, and you're looking for anything to kind of hold on to and feel positive about. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think it's great. I just made some dumb joke about him on Twitter, and his dad liked it, so I think it's his dad, Felipe. So right now. I don't know if you saw my checklist last night, but
I did. It was great.
The game, did you? Okay,
yeah.
Some people no, that's wrong. You got to win. But
they're losing, so
yes. One of the things game to game is, did any of the young guys play well? And last night, 2 thumbs up on that front.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's great.
Well, and I was telling everybody, we went out to dinner last night, kind of our annual holiday end of year dinner with me, my wife and I. So I'm watching, go early because of the kiddos. So I'm just watching the score.
Did they go or not? They didn't go.
No, they did not go. So I'm just refreshing.
Who's watching them? A sister?
A nanny.
Okay.
Or a babysitter. Yeah. So I'm refreshing, right, ever so often. And each course, right, the score just got worse and worse and worse. So at the beginning, when I'm eating the appetizers, they were up at halftime.
The first half was a good watch. And I know it's 48 minutes. I know.
Yeah.
But the first half was a fun watch.
And then by the time our entrees came, they're down 10 now. And then we finished the entrees. They're down 20 now.
When you're not a very good team and you're playing a better team, which happens a lot when you're not very good, it's like a feedback loop where every time around it gets louder and louder and louder and louder and louder and louder.
Yeah.
The other team's better and you a little better, more better over 48 minutes. Wow.
To the point about winning, the Kings now would have to go two games above 500 for the rest of the season to get the 35.5 over.
It seems to me, Whitey, and I guess what I'm worried about, and I guess I wouldn't even say worried.
Giannis won't want to come here,
No, that just just the core of the team right now and the feeling of the team, it's just a weird situation where it's, all right, let's get on out there for 48 minutes, and then when they start to blow us out, it just seems like a sad cycle they're in right now.
It's got to be because we know what you guys, if you're a veteran, we know what you're trying to do, and you can't do it till you get rid of us, and we're still here. So, you talk about being a professional and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't envy any of them, but the sooner they get going on it, Houston is a team that people don't talk about as far as their rebuild. They rebuilt pretty quickly. 4 years, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They did.
Yeah.
They did.
One of those years was a 500 record.
Mm-hmm.
So you could argue it took them 3 years to get back.
Yeah, and but again, when you talk about the getting back thing, it's those, because Şengün was he 10th or 11th?
He was pretty far, but that was the same year they drafted Jalen Green, much higher. But yes, you're right. He was way down.
Yeah, and that's the funny thing about these rebuilds. There's always the ones that have been successful, something different happens, right? The Hornets or something, I don't want to say unique, but kind of, right? Let's go back to even the Warriors. Steph Curry ends up being a top 10 player all time.
Yeah.
That changes your rebuild. The Hornets have just been drafting dudes, and they haven't found, maybe Con Kneppel, but they haven't found a hit. These guys, good numbers, LaMelo, empty calories, can't stay healthy, and they've just been stuck. The OKC, SGA, top, possibly the best player in the league right now. The Rockets to get their random hit with Şengün. So even in these, and I know I've kind of talked myself out of the pure tank, because when you look around, it's so hard. The Blazers are good now, but that's a lot because of my guy, Denny Avdia, because Scoot Henderson, we don't even know if he's good. So it's really hard to tank properly.
That's why I think you're making the argument for just uber tanking, because the more picks and more chances you get, the more chances you get of something bounces your way. And, the old school was, we'll have a bad year, we'll get the first pick, we'll get the greatest player, and then we're good.
Mm-hmm.
Nowadays, it's like you can even get Wemby, and the Spurs, that was a couple years ago. They still haven't made it back to the playoffs.
Right. But then it feels like it then all comes rushing back, where now all of a sudden you got De'Aaron Fox, Harrison Barnes is refreshed.
Uh-huh.
So you can make up for it, because you would think, barring health or barring injury, that the Spurs are going to be in the playoffs for the next at least 5 years.
Yeah, it sure looks like it, huh?
So,
especially after they get Giannis.
Yeah, so there you have it. A little bit more on Sac State. If you're just now joining us, by the way, Brennan Marion is out as head football coach, headed to Colorado with Deion to be the offensive coordinator. Remember, we didn't talk about this, but when Deion said Last Supper, right, and nobody really knew what he meant, this is the Last Supper.
Uh-huh.
It's funny now, Kyle, thinking about that, because clearly they were in contact, and maybe Deion saying, I got something cooking up. And now all of a sudden they take a true college offensive guru in Brennan Marion. And he said, I'm just thinking of that off the top of my head right now. Just this weekend, they lost again. They've been bad. And he said something, and Deion is going to Deion, and said, this is the Last Supper. And then gets up and leaves.
Do you think it's an indication that maybe from Brendan Marion's perspective, the Sac State thing isn't progressing?
Oh, yeah.
The way that he...
Yeah. We just heard from Jack Dan earlier this week, who we've had on the show. Great, one of the best up-and-coming reporters right now, and he's at Sac State. And the whole report was, well, we're going to be in the FBS. That's all we know. We will be playing in the FBS next season. And Brendan Marion is probably thinking, there's just way too many other opportunities to deal with it.
They also have no conference for next year.
Yeah, I don't even know if it's. I'll rear back on my disaster comment, because I don't even know if it's about, moving forward with Sac State, they got to figure it out. But I don't even know if it's that bad of a situation with the FBS stuff. There's just too many other opportunities for Brendan Marion to deal with it. I got too many other choices to deal with this. If there's a restaurant if there's 10 Chinese restaurants around you and there's one that's really, really slow, or just slower than the others, I'm just not going to go there anymore. I don't have to. I got choices.
Yeah, I mean, the pathway now is Power 5 or Power 4 OC to second, group of 6 head coach to maybe eventually be a Power 5 head coach. But again, that's a longer process. We'll see if it even works at Colorado.
So did you have Chinese food last night? Is that a little glitch?
No, Japanese.
Japanese.
One of the most hoity-toity restaurants in Sacramento.
Really?
And it was good. They tell you, all right, you eat this in this order. And, that's good for me because I like the control. So them doing that, it was a good exercise.
Tokyo Madness out there by Barnes & Noble.
And that's right. You know the spot. Kyle, we got to go quickly here. Our picks. We know we're going with our guy Tom Kennedy, who might not get a target, but also might end up with the 30 yards that he needs. It has gone up one, Kyle. It was at 28.5.
29. Hit all of them. Receptions, yards. We are the number one Tom Kennedy show in America today.
I say go under on Jameson Williams. Kyle says go over 83.5. That's a lot, Kyle.
Okay, I'll change it. There's a specific one I see, 28.5 longest reception. Take the over on that.
I do like that one.
Hammer the over.
Whitey Gleason.
I can't take an under? Is that
No, you can.
I'm taking under on Dak yards. I think he's going to be under duress quite often tonight.
Okay, I like that. CeeDee Lamb at 83.5, George Pickens at 81.5. One of them ain't going to hit. Pick the right one. Thank you to Brendan Nunez. Thank you to Chris Watkins. Great job, as always. Kyle, thank you to all the callers. The Whitey Gleason Drive Guys up next. And Jay Johnson. Until tomorrow, let's get the back. Like the beam.
Don't forget my podcast.
Frankie in the oatmeal bag.
Don't forget my podcast.
Gotta go. Year-end pricing's in effect. Every vehicle's priced to sell before the new year during Happy Honda Days. At Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Get behind the wheel of your new Accord or Civic today. Own or lease during Happy Honda Days at FolsomLakeHonda.com.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop.
Visit us at Folsom